Welcome to Monona Grove High School. I'm Steve Martinelli alongside Bob Schmuck as the second season begins. The Silver Eagles playing host to the Stoughton Vikings, a team they beat handily just 2 weeks ago. But Bob, those records are thrown out the window in the playoffs, aren't they?
They certainly are. Both teams starting at 0-0. But Monona Grove, I do look for them to come away with another victory, even though it's been just a couple of weeks since these two teams last met.
Yeah, when they played last time, it was in a rainstorm. It's quite a bit drier tonight, a little windy and a little warmer, but one of the things that developed in last week's game is the downfield threat of Sam Hepp. Silver Eagles had used Sam as a downfield threat all season long, but last week Sam really having a coming out party, scoring 4 of the Silver Eagles' 5 touchdowns. Jordan Bishop had no problem finding the big guy, did he?
No, 10 for 16, 288 yards, 5 touchdown passes besides the 4 to Hepp. He also threw one to Cameron Reuter, a 26-yard completion. He also completed 3 balls to Peyton Spalding. So a really good night for Jordan Bishop. Hepp's touchdowns, all pretty long ones. He had a 17-yarder, but otherwise a 28, a 48, and an 85-yarder, which puts him in the top 10 all time for Monona Grove and the longest touchdown passes. He also moved into the top 10, number 2, in fact, in receiving yards in a game, and has moved into the top 10 in receiving yards for a season as well.
Wow. Well, Stoughton last week having an easy time of it would appear, beating Fort Atkinson 47-0, until, of course, you look at Fort Atkinson's stats and realize that they've only scored 4 touchdowns all year. You wouldn't expect that Stoughton would have had much trouble with them. The week before, Stoughton had lost to Watertown. Stoughton coming off 3 consecutive victories. They finally get that one against Fort Atkinson heading into the playoffs. I think they're going to have their hands full tonight against MG.
Well, I think you meant 3 consecutive losses there, Steve.
What did I say?
Yeah, you said victories. But,
no.
But it doesn't matter. Yeah, Stoughton came into started the season at 5-0 and then lost 3 games to all the contenders in the Badger South. So hence the number 7 seed as we start the tournament here. Leading the way for Stoughton is quarterback Adam Hobson. Hobson this year has thrown for over 1,100 yards, has completed about 51% of his passes, 13 touchdowns, 5 interceptions. Last week against Fort Atkinson, he was 7 for 11 for 128 yards and 2 scores. But 2 weeks ago against Monona Grove, it was just the opposite. He went 5 for 23 and had only 42 yards passing. Monona Grove's defense has been doing that to opposing quarterbacks this year and opposing running backs. Wouldn't you say, Steve?
I would agree. The leading rusher in the conference, Dwight Walker, was held to just a handful of yards against Monona Grove 2 weeks ago. He's led the conference with 915 yards. It's interesting, not a 1,000-yard rusher in the conference. There have been some years when it seems like everybody in the league had one. I guess it's partly caused by the shift to the more open passing offenses everybody's using.
Yeah, the spread offense makes a difference, but often one of the trademarks of the spread offense is having a tailback that gets all the carries. It's essentially like a dedicated position to one guy. And we saw that the last 2 years, obviously, with Jackson Thompson, who was the featured tailback in the Monona Grove spread offense and went for over 1,000 yards both seasons. But Walker with 176 yards and 2 scores last week. And we've seen kind of a new player emerge from the rushing stable for Stoughton, too, Quinn Arnott. He hadn't carried the ball much at all until 2 weeks ago against Monona Grove, where he ran for 52 yards, last week for 98. So it looks like Walker and Arnott are going to be splitting carries again this week.
Well, before we go much further, Bob, I want to say you're listening to WVMO LP Monona, 98.7, just a little above normal.
In the last game against Stoughton, Monona Grove winning 42-7. They actually started that game down 7-0. The only time they've trailed this entire season was in the first quarter of that Stoughton game. They went ahead and put up 21 in the second quarter and took control in the third quarter, finally finishing off the game by scoring 42 unanswered. Jordan Bishop wasn't asked to do a whole lot in the passing game in that game against Stoughton. He was 6 for 9 for 71 yards, did have a 1 touchdown pass to Peyton Spalding, but he ran the ball very effectively. 10 carries, 131 yards. It's Jordan's only 100-yard game of the year, including a 57-yard touchdown pass.
All right, we're going to pause here for the national anthem, Bob. Both teams lined up along the sidelines. The Silver Eagles in their dark blue home jerseys, the ones with the easy-to-read numbers. It's like large print for us announcers. Sorry. I don't know about you folks. We heard two national anthems there.
Got a double dose of patriotism here tonight.
The one was the MG Marching Band. I think the other one was the Deerfield Philharmonic.
Could have been. Had that kind of East Side flavor to it.
That's right. That's right. The way the Deerfield Demons only can play it. All right.
Well, I'm sorry, Steve. Didn't mean to step on your lines here. We were just talking about what players did, Monona Grove players did against Stoughton the last time. We got through Jordan Bishop, but how about Brady Killerlane in the last game?
Outstanding game for Brady.
Speaking of coming out parties, that's where we saw Brady Killerlane really shake off the dust. 162 yards rushing. Brady, who did not see much time in the offensive backfield through the first half of the year, has become the featured tailback for Monona Grove. And he's run for, he's run for
531 yards, 7 touchdowns.
7 touchdowns rushing. He also has a touchdown on a pass reception this year. Well, we know what Sam Hepp did in the last game, and we know that he had a pretty quiet game against Stoughton 2 weeks ago. In fact, did not catch a pass. But over the course of the year, he's caught 23 balls for 9 touchdowns, averaging 27 yards of reception. The leading receiver on the team this year is Peyton Spalding. 4 catches against Stoughton 2 weeks ago, 32 overall, and 4 scores. Cameron Reuter caught his 3rd touchdown pass of the year last year and also caught a 2-point conversion pass. And Dante McConley has come away with 15 catches this year. He's been pretty quiet, though, the last 2 weeks. PJ
Spalding, also the leading punt returner in the conference.
That I believe. He's been very aggressive at going after
just over 14 yards of return. Yeah, he's had a great year. Would be nice to see a return for a touchdown, but...
Well, MG coming into this game, averaging over 400 yards of total offense per game. The defense, that's been a big story for Monona Grove this year. They've only given up an average of 128 yards a game. In the last time they met Stoughton, they only gave them 134 yards, only 42 through the air, only 92 on the ground. And one of the things I like to look at, too, is the average yards per play. Monona Grove ripping off 8 yards per play this year. The defense only allowing 3 yards per play. On the other hand, it's for Stoughton, they're averaging about 6 yards a play, but they're giving up 4.5. So I think Monona Grove looks pretty good again to repeat with a victory, Steve. Wouldn't you agree?
Definitely. Well, we're all lined up to start this one off. Cade Spildy doing the kicking honors for the Stoughton Vikings. I haven't quite picked up the numbers on the deep guys for the Silver Eagles.
I'm sure it's Cameron Reuter and Peyton Spalding, aren't they the ones that usually return?
That's what I would guess, yes. And we're ready to go. 12 minutes on the clock, and playoff football has begun. A little dribbler kick up to the middle. I think this is Spalding picking it up on the left side, trying to find a little running room and out near the 30, 35-yard line. Not bad field position. I suppose they're trying to prevent the big run back. You can send that bouncing ball into the backfield. It slows down the return immediately.
Yeah, they got stung for a kickoff return for a touchdown in last year's game against Monona Grove, and Thompson returned 192 yards for a score.
That's right. All right. Jordan Bishop and company will come out to start the first series of the game for the Silver Eagles. They start with everybody split out wide. Bishop in the empty backfield. Hepp to the top in the slot. McConnelly in motion. Now they bring Ethan Beaner into the backfield. Beaner takes the handoff, running across the 45, near the 50-yard line, and a first down.
That's a good start for Ethan Boehner. Not so much for Steve. He's still working on that.
I was just so excited. First down out to the 47-yard line. Boehner stays in the backfield.
It's kind of a surprise to see him starting tonight after the way Killerlane's gotten the bulk of the carries the last few weeks.
Bishop keeping it himself. Gets hit at the 50-yard line and pushed backwards. Still on his feet, now brought down. They'll give him forward progress to the 50. About a 2-yard pickup. 2nd and 8 for the Silver Eagles.
We might see a few more Jordan Bishop keepers before the end of this game is over, and I think as the tournament rolls on here, assuming Monona Grove moves to the next level.
Spalding and Santiago split out to the near side. Hepp, and I believe that's Reuter to the far side. Bishop looking to throw, running to his left. Now he tuck it in.
It's a block. Didn't get one.
Got stopped short of the 45-yard line. He got into Stoughton territory, but it's going to bring up 3rd and 5.
Well, he had Peyton Spalding open on a quick out, but he didn't want him. He wanted T. Santiago down the sideline. Santiago covered. Bishop had to run the ball.
Santiago, a big wide receiver, listed at 6'3", 185.
Santiago
3rd and 3. Nice.
Only one catch this year.
Nice field, or nice spot on that last play as they put it just out shy of the 45. Bishop calling the signals. Boehner in the backfield with him. Haven't seen Killer Lane yet.
He's on the sideline. Also on the sideline is Sam Hepp.
3rd down. A lot of room to the far side of the field, but they're going to throw it near side. A little wide receiver screen to Spalding. Has the first down. Inside the 35, down near the 30-yard line, and our first down, MG.
Nice blocking out there at the point of attack by Ethan Boehner and T. Santiago. Freed up Peyton Spalding for the first down.
They had plenty of room to the far side of the field to run that way, but instead went near side, and Spalding and company turned it into a first down.
I think there may be a flag down, Steve.
Yeah, they're marching back as if it is. 6 have not moved. It still shows 3rd down, so they're going to bring it back to the
Well, we're not exactly sure what's going on. I do not see a flag. But they're going to walk them back 5. So.
Yep, they're walking back 5 to the 50-yard line. Make it 3rd and 8.
On one of those great blocks, I think they called a hold.
10:07 to play in the first quarter. Nothing to nothing. First drive for the Silver Eagles. Bishop calling the signals. Now they'll change the play. We got Santiago on the near side. Reuter and Spalding the far side. Boehner in the backfield alongside quarterback Bishop. Bishop looking to throw straight back. Dodges one rusher. Trying to breaks 3.
No, he
free.
could get a first here. Yep, he will.
He's got the first down across the 40, 35, 30. And deep into Stoughton territory. Boy, that was a broken play. He was hemmed in, and I thought he was going down near the 45-yard line of Monona Grove. Instead, he turns it into a first down.
Well, he shook off a possible tackle by number 14, Curtis Jaskulke, and then deked one linebacker out, and then it was lots of green in front of him, gain of 25 yards for Jordan Bishop and a first down.
Down to the 25-yard line, almost in the red zone on the first drive. The Silver Eagles scored quite a few touchdowns on their first possession. We were disappointed when they don't. Bishop calling the signals. I can't even see him now.
That's a running back. And that's going to Spalding. It looks like on a jet sweep, and Spalding's going to score from 25 yards out.
Peyton Spalding, only his 4th carry of the year, 5th carry of the year, but his first touchdown rushing the ball. Well, that was a nice start.
Well, that's a beautiful play. Hopefully we'll see that on replay, and hopefully Max is down. Max, what's that? Oh, okay, sorry. We're going to have, at some point, we're going to have Max Etheridge on the sideline tonight as his gear isn't hooked up quite yet, so we won't wait for him to chime in on this touchdown. But a nice-looking jet sweep, freed up by good blocking on the left side of the offensive line. 25-yard touchdown run for Spalding.
Tomczyk's extra point rounds it to 7-0. Well, that was a nice start, Bob.
Yeah, that really was. I thought that penalty might bog things down, but after
Bishop's nice run.
Right, after Bishop looked like he might get sacked, he actually avoided the sack and made that nothing into something, a 25-yard run for the first down, and then the next play went to Spalding for the touchdown.
That was a nice drive. We'll take that every time. Well, that's a good start. We like to see that. Remember last time they played the Vikings, Stoughton scoring on their opening drive, and the Silver Eagles stymied in that entire first quarter. Put a little bit of a scare into us, but then they came back as vintage Silver Eagle teams do to score the next 6 touchdowns without allowing another one for the Vikings. Bob, this is the 10th season the Silver Eagles have finished the regular season undefeated.
Oh, really?
Yep, I was reading that the other day.
Now, Monona Grove comes into this game ranked 4th in Division II as we start the playoffs. Since Brandon Beckwith became the head coach, Monona Grove 7-3 in playoff games.
Yeah, Brandon, let me find his record overall. Last week winning his 40th game against only 6 losses, 87% of his games are victories. That's a pretty good start to a career of 40-6. Hopefully 41-6 after tonight. Oliver Houston teeing it up to kick it to the Vikings. A high kick. I believe this is Hawkins inside his own 10, going left side.
No way.
Oh, man, great coverage there.
Yeah, no way. That
They
was
stopped
going
him short
nowhere.
of the 20.
T. Santiago was in on that. I believe Trevor Ogden on the tackle for Monona Grove.
I think we're going to get it spotted closer to the 15. First and 10 from the 15, 9:20 to play, and a 7-0 Silver Eagle lead here at John Clement Athletic Complex in beautiful Monona, Wisconsin. Hobson, the quarterback. No, 22. Who's that guy? Cade Spildy in the backfield.
That was a Wildcat with Cade Spildy.
Spildy didn't get much of anything on that.
Interesting start to the game to have a Wildcat.
Spildy, let's see. That would be his second carry of the year. He's got one carry for an 8-yard touchdown run. Gained 3 yards on that one.
Give him another. Interesting way to start the game for the offense.
2nd and 7 for the Vikings.
And it looks like Spilly is going to continue to take snaps. I don't know if Hobson's injured or what the story is.
Spilly running it himself right side into the line. Made it across the 20 and hit hard. It'll bring up 3rd and about 4 yards, I'm guessing.
So Spildy, with Spildy quarterback, and I guess you don't have to worry about playing the pass.
No, Spildy hasn't thrown a pass yet this year for him. Their backup is Jonah O'Connor, and he's only thrown 5 times. So if Hobson's out, they're in a world of hurt. I mean, he's a dual threat quarterback. This kind of limits them. And Adam Hobson is in there now. So Arnott and Hawkins next to him as they go to their normal offensive set.
Curious way to start this series.
Now they split out both running backs wide. Hobson in the backfield by himself.
Yeah, Walker's been a good receiver for Hobson this year.
Hobson looking to throw straight downfield.
Oh, he had an open receiver. Quinn Arnott, one of the running backs.
Yeah, Arnott had beat his man down the middle of the field, but the pass incomplete. It'll bring up 4th down, and the Vikings forced to punt. Well, that's not a good start for Stoughton at all.
Not a good start for Stoughton, although they did miss a good chance there. Arnott was well behind his defender, but the pass just wasn't accurate.
Got to say, the MG linebackers have been pretty strong this year, led by Trent Herber, of course. But did you know that Marcus Goff coaches linebackers for MG?
I did not know that.
Yes, he does. He almost got fired after last year when they were so bad. But
they weren't bad. Trent Herber was defensive player of the year.
I know. Marcus does a nice job, and he was a good ball player. And he's actually not a bad kid. The punt to Spalding, drifts back to the 37. Gets some running room out to the left side, breaks a couple tackles. Oh, man, did he get nailed.
By Cade Spildy, number 22.
Just as he crosses the 50, he got hammered.
Yes, he did. But he popped right back up and a nice return, and Monona Grove will start with the ball on the Stoughton side of the field.
Is this one of those hits where the little birds are circling around his head?
Chirping birds?
Yeah.
What are these, Roger? Stars. What does the script say, Roger? Chirping birds? Remember Roger Rabbit?
I forgot about that. Oh, that's right. That's in the opening scene, isn't it?
Yeah, that's great stuff.
All right, 1st and 10 for the Silver Eagles. Just the nose of the ball in Stoughton territory. Jordan Bishop with 2 running backs.
I can give you
now
stars.
Want to move out of there? This is Boehner again. Boehner running room up the left side.
That's Brady Killerlane.
Oh, Killerlane in then.
And there could be, boy, it looked like he might have had a hold of his face mask as he whipped him out of bounds, but no call on the play, and big gain by Killerlane.
Yeah, 24-yard pickup down to the 26-yard line. 1st and 10 MGs. They're ripping off big chunks of yardage. Yeah, that is Killerlane. He was right in front of us, so turned sideways. I couldn't see his number at all until he got into the defensive backfield. Now Bishop calling the signals again. Killerlane alongside of him. Killerlane again right side this time. Nice gain inside the 25, close to the 20-yard line. It'll bring up 2nd and short.
No, they marked that at the 24, Steve, so only about a 3-yard pickup on the play, maybe 2.
The pile went further.
Yes, the pile.
Okay, we'll give him a 3-yard pickup. Come on, be generous. 2nd and 7 for the Silver Eagles. Bishop and Killerlane in the backfield. Bishop looking to throw. Little floater out to Spalding on the left side. Nice coverage there by the defensive back, and Spalding tackled immediately.
Yeah, in fact, I think that'll be a loss of yardage there. Boy, the defensive back, I believe that was number 5, Trenton Conklin, on the coverage there, and he met Spalding immediately. Boy, if he'd have got a step quicker, he might have picked that ball off and returned it for a touchdown.
So, loss of 3 on the play, or 4 back. It's 3rd and 11 now for the Silver Eagles. The ball on the 23-yard line. See if they get Hep involved in this pretty soon. Nope, they're going to give it to Killerlane again, going left side, and he got to the 25, almost the 25 before he was knocked down.
Well, Monona will be going for it on 4th down here.
Yeah, 4th.
long.
Easily too far for a field goal, but you don't want to miss an opportunity here, especially when they can rip off big chunks of yardage like they have been. Number 12 for the Silver Eagles there, Brady Killerlane.
Well, clearly a passing situation here. Either that or you give Bishop the run-pass option.
He comes from a long line of good running quarterbacks.
And
Throws it to Killerlane off his hands and incomplete. And the Silver Eagles turn it over on downs.
That would have been close. I'm not sure Killerlane could have got the first down anyway, but the pass just a little bit long for him.
So the Vikings hold. They get the ball back in their own territory. About the 25-yard line, 1st and 10 for the Vikings. Their second possession of the night. Remember, their first one was a 3-and-out. Silver Eagles up 7-0 here in the first quarter in the second season. Playoffs have begun. We'll have to watch the other side of the bracket to see how Oregon's doing.
The leading receiver for Stoughton this year is Drew Anderson. He is being covered by Jalen Ostrowski out here on the right.
Hawkins with the carry into the line and hit immediately. Boy, it's like they were waiting for him. Big gang of fellers in a dark alley.
You mean Walker?
Walker, yes. Hawkins. Hawkins is a receiver.
I think we went through this the last time.
I know.
Screaming Jay Hawkins. And
Dwight Walker.
Dwight Walker, yes.
Dwight Walker.
He's not running for governor.
No. Hey, don't forget to vote, everybody. Really, you got to vote. We got to do something here. It's dire. Okay. Arnott and Walker alongside quarterback Hobson. Hobson rolling to the left side and
is that
dropped.
Gronsky over there? Yes.
Yep, Sam Gronsky. Gronsky leading the team in tackles or in TFLs and sacks.
Yes. Yeah, that is his 15th tackle for a loss this year.
He is the leader in the conference in TFLs.
Gronsky undoubtedly going to be an all-conference defensive end.
Brings up 3rd and 12 for the Vikings. Facing another 3-and-out. I would anticipate a pass.
So Justin has just stopped in. Our producer, Justin Janis, has just told us that Max Etheridge is now hooked up, and at some point we'll be talking with Max on the sideline.
All right, 3rd and 13 for the Vikings. Hobson back in the shotgun. And we've got whistles and stoppages. And I think we got a flag for too much time.
Yep, indeed.
I see it back here by the back, Judge.
Delay a game. First penalty of the game on Stoughton.
So that'll push it back 5 yards, 3rd and 18, making this chore even more difficult. Vikings have not been successful passing against MG this year, although overall they're not bad. Hobson's got 13 touchdown passes and only 5 interceptions. He's thrown for over 1,100 yards.
But he hasn't done anything against Monona Grove.
No, he was dreadful 2 weeks ago. I'm sure he would admit that himself. He'd like to have a few of those throws back. Now they split out the 2 running backs. So wide receivers all over the place. Hobson in the backfield by himself. Straight back to pass. Now he takes off to his left. Pressure coming, throwing deep.
That's going to be picked.
And it is.
That's T. Santiago.
Santiago's 3rd interception of the year, down the right side. And down near the 20-yard line.
Really poor decision on the point.
There was a
part
crowd of
Adam
Silver Eagles.
And they're just a poor decision. He threw that ball into traffic. When you're only down 1 score and you're still in the first quarter, you got to play it a little more conservatively. You do not want to just hand Monona Grove a 2-score lead.
T. Santiago with his 3rd pick and a nice return. The ball spotted at the 20-yard line.
Are you down there, Max? How'd you see that?
Yeah, guys, that looked great. You know, if you've noticed that, MG's across the board just been playing, pretty much straight man coverage the entire way, and T's just was with them the entire way. And, yeah, obviously just not a great decision there by Hobson to make that turnover.
Thanks, Max.
So the Silver Eagles in the red zone on their third possession of the night. Bishop calling the signals. Looking to throw right side. Tipped.
Ooh.
He was looking for Hepp. Peach.
Hepp double covered on the play, and I thought we might see some of that this week. Sam Hepp was single covered all game last week with a defender that was almost a foot shorter than he was, and Hepp made Watertown pay for that. I thought we'd see some man coverage with a little bit of safety help against Sam Hepp tonight, and we just saw that on this play.
2nd and 10 for the Silver Eagles. Nice to see him going to Hepp early. Double wide outs to the near side, one to the far side. Hepp calling the signals. The handoff. No, the throw to the right side. Quick little slant pattern and off the hands of the receiver.
That was Sam Hepp again, was the intended receiver, and that one actually hit him in the midst, and Sam could not handle it.
A little tighter coverage that time. Brings up 3rd and 10 for the Silver Eagles.
Just short passes so far tonight for Jordan Bishop. Haven't seen him really go downfield.
That's number 10. London Rice triplet on the near side.
I got 3 wide receivers. I think that's Cameron Reuter over here.
Now he throws. This is Spalding. Spalding inside the 10. Tight ropes down the sidelines. Out of bounds at the 7-yard line.
Could be enough for the first down.
Yes, it is.
15-yard game.
1st and goal for the Silver Eagles. Peyton Spalding having a great game already.
Spalding with the bubble screen. Got some good blocks from Cam Reuter and from, I think Hepp was out there with him as well.
Yes, he was. Now Hepp will go to the far side along with Reuter and Spalding. Okay, I'm calling a run here, Bob.
All right, yeah.
There's this nice catch by Peyton. The 20 is what he needed for the first. No, 15 was the first down. He got to the 7 on this one. Bishop calling for the ball. Give us to
Killer Lane.
Killer Lane, and Killer Lane down near the goal line. A little short, it appears.
Oh, and Stoughton is really going to be sorry about that very, very poorly advised throw on their last series, because Monona Grove's going to take it in, go up 14-0, and that was unnecessary, at least from my vantage point.
I would agree with you. They'd have been better off with Hobson trying to run it on a draw play. Now Killer Lane comes out to catch his breath, and Ethan Boehner comes into the game. Boehner gets the handoff into the line. Easy touchdown. Well, not easy. He had to work a little bit. But the 2-yard score for Ethan Boehner. Boehner's turned into a nice little short yardage back.
Absolutely. That's his, 6th touchdown on the ground this year? Let me look. Ethan Boehner, 8th touchdown on the ground this year for Ethan Boehner.
So Tom check in to attempt the extra point. Peyton Spalding the holder. That was set up by Spalding's nice catch and run.
It's great blocking there on the right side of the line on that one. Opened up a nice hole. That was Hengst and Michael Williams-Davis over there.
Tom check's kick. And it's a 14-0 MG lead here on the first game of the playoffs. Silver Eagles versus the Stoughton Vikings. 14-0 in the first quarter, 3:14 to play. Well, that's more like it.
Yeah.
We like turnovers, and we like well-balanced offenses, and Silver Eagles are clicking on all cylinders tonight.
How'd that look from the sideline, Max?
Yeah, it looked as good down here as it did up there. Obviously, this is starting to look a little bit like that. If you remember the second half coming out against Stoughton, because if you remember against Stoughton, we started pretty slow to start that game.
Mm-hmm.
It was homecoming, kind of crappy weather. Really good start, capitalizing off a turnover. And I'm really glad, Bob, you mentioned the blocking, all across the board, not only on the O-line, but I also think, not a lot of people probably see this, but we probably have the best blocking receivers in the conference. For how many quick screens and bubble screens and middle screens we run, we ask a lot of our receivers to be able to make those short yard, those long yard plays, but also to block. And our blocking on that bubble screen for Spalding was huge.
I totally agree with you on that, Max. That is an important point to make. It's not just about catching passes, even though they run a spread offense and get lots of chances to catch passes. As Max mentioned, they are also asked to block, and they do a pretty darn good job of it.
Well, it's interesting, Bob. You being a former lineman, I know you stress the blocking, how important that is.
You're nowhere without it. That's
absolutely,
for sure.
Absolutely. Football is the ultimate team game. If one guy fails on his assignment, the whole thing falls apart. All right, Houston's kickoff. Down the middle. Vikings take it inside the 10. Coming up the left side with it.
I think that was Hutcherson on that. Let me take a look.
Sure it wasn't Hawkins? Hutcherson. Let's give Hutcherson
I'm
credit.
positive it wasn't Hawkins.
All right. Vikings with their best position of the night.
Jalen Ostrowski in on the tackle for Monona.
That's one thing you see in the playoffs is the starters on offense and defense, getting a little more special team time, a little more two-way play.
Well, Ostrowski's been, kind of a curious thing this year. He started as the starting tailback this year and notched 530 yards rushing in the first 4 games, including a 200-plus yard game against Edgewood, but then has rarely carried the ball since. This
is Walker, I believe, and he gets upended.
Trent Herbert was all over him. He really put him down at the ground, but I think Michael Williams-Davis also had a hand in that.
No gain on the play, 2nd and 10 from the 26 of Stoughton. Vikings have not got good field position to start a drive yet and have yet to get a first down, I believe.
Dwight Walker averaging almost 102 yards a game coming into this game, but he only gained 49 against Monona Grove 2 weeks ago.
Hobson handing off to Arnott.
Nowhere.
He got a yard out of it, maybe.
There's just nowhere to go. And that's Michael Williams-Davis. Was that on the tackle? Let me take a look. Nope, that was Camden Sisler on the tackle.
Sisler could get some postseason honors. He's really played well. He keeps getting better every game. I hear you call his name quite frequently.
Oh, I think so, too, and deservedly so. He's played extremely well in the defensive line.
Here we are, 3rd and 8. Familiar territory for the Vikings. They split out 3 to the near side, 2 to the far side. Hobson with the empty backfield. This is the same sort of set they had last time when he threw the interception. That front 7 is ready to give him the business. And here they come. Pressure coming. Throws it left side. Incomplete.
Well, that was Dwight Walker coming out of the backfield for that one downfield. Ethan Boehner on the coverage, but they ran a blitz, Monona Grove did, with Trent Herbert shooting a gap and putting some pressure on Adam Hobson. Hobson looks like he's got a little bit of happy feet back there. He doesn't look like he wants to take that hit.
No, he got rid of the ball pretty quickly on that one, but I anticipate him running some of these times, maybe by design, maybe out of fear for his life.
Well, you remember last time, 2 weeks ago, he only ran the ball 3 times against Monona Grove, and he came into the game with over 600 yards of rushing, three carries in that game for -9 yards.
Spalding having to back up, takes the punt at the 27-yard line, straight up field, runs into some players. He got to the 35 before he stopped. And the Silver Eagles will take over. This is the worst field position for Monona Grove, I think.
Oh.
That's
okay.
Kind of interesting.
Now we're getting a delay in our headphones here.
I know we're a little delayed sometime.
All right. Let's just get delays on our.
We're trying to figure this out, folks.
Yeah. Hang in there. We'll get this right.
All right, Bishop. Reuter in motion, the handoff to Reuter on the jet sweep.
Nope.
No, Bishop with the
kept.
keeper.
And good blocking downfield already by the offensive
Turns it up
line.
and forced out of bounds near the 40-yard line. About a 6-yard pickup, I'd say.
Trent Gothard pulled on that play and got downfield, but it was just too slow developing, and unfortunately couldn't hold his block long enough. Bishop with a short gain.
Too bad that jet sweep started off pretty well. I was liking how that was looking, but better yet to have Bishop keep it for the 5-yard pickup. 2nd and 5 for the Silver Eagles. 1.5 to play in the first quarter. A 14-0 lead. Oh, and whistles all over the place.
Yeah, around every neck out there on those officials, there's a whistle.
And they all choose to use them this time, it seemed like.
Yeah, it's a chorus of whistles. Yeah, like a nice-looking gal walking past a construction site out there.
Does that happen anymore?
I don't know. I know, probably. We're not that enlightened in the United States of America, Steve.
Nor do you and I hang around construction sites all that much.
No, I got tired of getting whistled at.
Yeah, I bet you did. You got that walk.
I got the legs. For it.
We convinced those women in Watertown you could dance. Okay. Ostrowski at wide receiver. They go 4-3 to the far side, 1 to the near side. Now they do a little bubble pass to Ostrowski. Gets hung up and tripped up and gets back to the former line of scrimmage near the 40-yard line, but they're still a little short of the first down, and they'll bring up 3rd and 5 for the Silver Eagles.
Ostrowski, a rare touch since about halfway through the season.
He's still in there, lining up at tailback this time, it looks like. Nice to get him involved in the offense again. I like having all these multiple weapons. Bishop looking to throw, now chased. Eludes one tackler. He's going to
he's
run for the
wide
first down.
open.
All sorts of running room as he's crossed the 40,
And a
35,
good block
30.
by Ostrowski
And he will
downfield.
score. Touchdown, Bishop. Wow.
Ostrowski downfield through the block that sprung him.
60 yards for Jordan Bishop.
He was under serious pressure from number 56, Jack True, the senior from Stoughton. He just ducked around him. True pretty much just stumbled over his own feet. A huge gain on the touchdown run, and we have a flag down there. It's going to come back,
Oh, I'm writing it in my notepad. How can it come back? It's unfortunate because he had all sorts of running room. That was a beautifully executed broken play.
Well, I don't know who they called for the block in the back, but I have a feeling I do, and I don't know if it was legit, but we haven't seen the replay, so it's hard to say. But Jalen Ostrowski had something to say to the officials on that play, but it's still going to be a first down for Monona Grove.
Boy, that was a beautiful run by Bishop and some great downfield blocking, except for the one, obviously.
Well, like I said, if we saw the replay, I'd take a hard look at it and see, but I thought Ostrowski made a great block to free up Bishop.
Well, they spot the ball at the 38-yard line of Stoughton, so he gets, let's see.
23 yards.
28 yards. It was at the 35, wasn't it?
No, it was at the 39.
Yeah, okay. Bishop going deep, has a man.
That's Hep. And there's your interference.
There's the pass interference. Hep went up for it, got hit, and unable to catch the ball, but it's going to give the Silver Eagles excellent field position. So the result is going to be the same ultimately, I figure. We're going to score something here, I hope.
It's not
as
going to
spectacular.
be. It's not. In high school football, of course, they don't mark interference penalties at the spot of the foul. They just walk off 15 yards. So you're not going to get quite the same distance, but nevertheless, it's going to be another first down from Monona Grove.
We're starting at the 38-yard line, so it'll mark it down to the 23, where it'll be 1st and 10 for the Silver Eagle crew.
Here, let's see if we can. They're running the replay. Let's see if we can catch this illegal block. I don't know if we'll have a wide enough screen for it.
Bishop with a wise decision to tuck it in and run.
There was a block there that wasn't in the back, and there should see Ostrowski right here. Well, yeah, I guess you could make a case for that.
He was on the side of the player.
Yeah,
But Bishop showing some nice speed there. 1st and 10 for the Silver Eagles. They give it to the running back. Oh, he got hammered.
Number 5, Trenton Conklin, the third leading tackler on Stoughton, really put the shoulder to the wheel on that one.
That was Killer Lane with the carry.
Killer Lane got dumped.
And he made a couple of yards on that play, but boy, he paid for it at the end there.
Yes, he did.
2nd and 8 for the Silver Eagles.
Big hit by Conklin.
Bishop calling for the signals. Oh, a fumble, pick it up. No, he's going to fall on it and hopefully just keep it out of the hands of the Stoughton Marauders.
I think they're the Vikings, but it's almost the same thing.
It's a similar thing.
Yeah, I think Jordan Bishop just took his eye off the snap on that one. Wasn't able to control it.
And that ends the first quarter. The Silver Eagles up 14-0 after a few miscues. They're looking pretty sharp out there, Bob.
They sure are. And Jordan Bishop's had some big runs tonight, big first down runs. But MG doing what we thought they would do. They are currently controlling the line of scrimmage on both sides of the ball. The defense hasn't given up anything tonight. Let's see how many plays the Vikings have run. They've run nine plays.
Yeah, with no first downs.
Yep, three and outs, and one turnover, an interception by Adam Hobson. And that was T. Santiago that picked that ball off. So Monona Grove doing what we thought they would do against Stoughton. Stoughton, like I said, 5-0 record and beat up on all the second-tier teams in the Badger South, but then didn't beat any of the contenders. Lost to Oregon, Watertown, and Monona Grove in succession. And they find themselves, like I said, as a number 7 seed here in the bracket in the first round of the playoffs.
And who did we say Watertown or Oregon is playing Lacrosse Central tonight?
I believe so.
Yeah, that ought to be a pretty good game. Oregon really the surprise team of the conference, finishing second behind the Silver Eagles, and the one team that gave the Silver Eagles the most trouble. MG held only 21 points against Oregon.
Hey, Max, you got any comments here while we're in the break?
Yeah, so, I really think, MG definitely controlled that quarter. I think, it's going to come down to, obviously, MG just can't make mistakes. I think that would be the big thing. The only way they're going to lose this game is, they got to make sure they don't turn the ball over and try to cut down on those penalties, like on that, that block in the back.
Were you able to get a good look at that block in the back?
I wasn't actually. I was not. I think it was on Jalen, I know, and, Beckwith pulled him to the side and was talking to him afterwards, so.
I think on replay it looked like they had a case.
Bishop looking to throw, rolling to his left, has a man in the end zone.
Ooh, we had 2 men in the end zone, threw it right between them. It's going to go incomplete.
That'll bring up fourth and 12 for the Silver Eagles.
Cam Reuter running a long post pattern and ended up on Sam Hepp's side of the field, and the ball went right between the two of them.
Bishop, an uncharacteristically poorly thrown ball. Maybe he wasn't sure which one to throw it to, so he split the difference.
Yeah, and he did.
Now on 4th and 11. Killer lane in the backfield. Somebody jumped.
That would be left tackle Trent Gothard. I think they're going to call for the false start.
So it'll back it up even more, make it 4th and 16. Just underway in the second quarter, a 14-0 Silver Eagle lead over the Stoughton Vikings here in the Level 1 playoffs. All right, we're resetting things. One wide receiver to the near side, one to the far side, 2 to the far side. Bishop looking to throw, going deep, looking for Hepp.
No, that's Spalding.
Spalding.
And incomplete. Wow, a last-second dive there by the defensive back knocked that ball loose.
So, another 4th and out for the Silver Eagles.
Yeah, turnover on downs, unfortunately. That's twice tonight. They've scored 2 touchdowns and had 2 long penetrations into Stoughton territory where they've turned the ball over on downs.
Guys, I do have a really quick update from the Oregon Lacrosse Central game. With 9:58 to go in the second quarter, Oregon is up 14-7 on Lacrosse Central.
All right, thank you, Max.
I think you're right, Steve. That probably will be a pretty good football game. Seem to be 2 pretty evenly matched teams, and I was impressed with the way Oregon handled themselves out here in Monona.
Hopefully we will be covering that game as well. Now Oregon takes over. Hobson with his 2 running backs, straight back to pass.
Oh,
throwing left side.
No, good coverage.
Overthrows Hutcherson.
Samaj Narurdin all over Hutcherson on that play. Well covered. I thought when he threw the ball that Hutcherson had broken free, but Narurdin got back in coverage and did a nice job of taking that pass away.
So Hutcherson, their leading receiver with 40 catches on the season. Not quite 11 yards a catch, though. That's pretty low for a high school receiver. None of the top 3 receivers for Stoughton has more than a 15-yard catch average.
Well, Hobson's only completed 51.5% of his passes, and I think you can see, and we've seen over the last game and a half or so, that he's not real accurate on his downfield throws.
He's going to give it to Arnott this time.
No, I think that went to Walker.
And Walker picking up about 5-6 yards on the run.
A little misdirection there. Faked the handoff to Arnott and then gave it back to Walker. Had a nice gain.
Arnott and Walker are different types of running backs. Walker's much larger back, listed at 6'1", 200 pounds, and Arnott 5'7", 165. Third and 5, the ball at the 35-yard line. They bring out 2 wide receivers to the near side. So the Silver Eagles will respond with a couple DBs out here.
Yeah, Narurdin and Santiago on those 2 receivers.
Hobson looking the other way now. Chase to his left, throwing across his body, and I think that was a trap.
No,
yep, incomplete. They had enough for the first down. The throw to number 2, Caden Milbauer, but he trapped the ball. It'll bring up 3rd and 5 for the Vikings.
Yeah, good attempt at the catch, but we have a penalty flag in the backfield, and I wouldn't be a bit surprised if we saw a roughing the passer penalty. I think this is going to go against Monona, and it is.
And that'll be a first down for the Vikings, their first down. Remember that game earlier in the season, Bob, when we played Fort Atkinson and didn't allow any first downs?
I do. So, Max, you were just saying that they can't beat themselves, and here they are taking a bad penalty.
Pushing it to the 50-yard line.
Yeah, that's really what it's going to come down to. MG just cannot, you almost get off the field and then you get those stupid penalties. You got to be able to get off the field on those.
Absolutely, especially on 3rd and long. You're right.
Arnett took a shot and stayed on his feet and might have gained a yard on first down. He bounced backwards about 2 yards. Like I said, he's not the biggest kid on the field, but he runs hard. No, they'll give him a 2-yard pickup on that one. Ball to the 47.5. Call it the 48. 10.5 minutes to play in the first half. A 14-0 MG lead. Stoughton, their first visit to MG territory. Their third trip to the field this season. Split out 2 to the near side, 1 to the far side. That's called the Gary Larson side. Come on, that was good.
It's right up
Hobson
there.
straight back.
It's one of your better ones this year.
Little screen pass across the middle.
Ooh,
Oh, boy, and this could score. This is
nope.
Walker catching the screen pass and stopped by
Trenton Herbert, number
Trent
2.
Herbert catching him from behind.
Yeah, from his linebacker position, but a huge gain. Nice blocking out there on the outside. They got the blocks they needed, and one missed tackle, and Walker almost broke it the whole way.
43-yard pickup, first and goal from the 5-yard line. Clock continues to run. Just under 10 minutes to play. No, now the clock is not running. Thought I saw the official signaling for it. Here we go.
First completion of the game for Hobson. 43 yards, and
Wow.
they're inside the 10.
All right, this is where the defense has to toughen up. Handoff to Arnott. Oh,
that was Ryan Hines met him right in the hole. Number 43 from Monona Grove.
maybe a yard pickup there, but Arnott got blasted.
Got a little bit of help from Po'okele Konanui.
You impress me sometimes.
Well, he did.
Trent Gothard coming in to play some defense. 2nd and 4. Second and goal from the 4. 19 in the backfield for them. Jake Lenz, defensive lineman, 6'1", 220.
No, it's still Hobson. Give us to Walker.
Give us to Walker going to the right side, and Walker short of the goal line.
You're getting fooled, Steve.
I saw 19. There he is right there. See, they put him in at tight end. Ha!
That's true. He wasn't in the backfield.
I am redeemed.
All right, 3rd and goal from the 1, Steve.
Look at the bunch here. I bet they go to Walker from the 1. Walker with the carry, slips in sideways, stays on his feet, and scores the first touchdown of the game for the Vikings. Well, that was a good drive, but it was aided by Silver Eagle mistakes.
That roughing the passer penalty turned out to be a huge penalty. They were going to have a 4th down play, and Stoughton was going to have to kick the ball away, but well, that penalty really hurt him, and Stoughton finishes off by getting down the field and putting it in the end zone.
This is actually a 2-touchdown swing, Bob, because you remember we had that long run by Bishop called back. So a couple penalties costing us 2 scores. Spildy's extra point, and we have a 14-7 game.
There's some yapping going on down there. I'm not sure what happened after the play. How'd you see it down there, Max?
Yeah, I'm trying to figure out. I know Sam Gronsky, and he has the tough matchup again tonight. Oh, boy, another penalty here.
There are numerous penalty flags.
He has the tough matchup tonight of going against Jack Nelson, the big, 6'7" Wisconsin Badger recruit. And, that whole drive, Nelson was getting into Gronsky and kind of manhandled him a little bit. So I think he maybe had had enough of that. But there were a couple MG guys, John, and I can't imagine Coach Beckwith is too happy with this. We'll see who the penalty is on, but Stoughton's not going to give up here. This is going to be a battle the whole way. Anytime you get into these playoff games, it's never as easy as just the best team winning. And Coach Beckwith pulling together his guys here, the entire team. I'm sure he's giving them a little speech here about we got to be able to stay composed. As we said, the penalties. That's what's gonna do MGN. If Stoughton's gonna get back in this game, they're gonna try to get under MG's skin a little bit and make it chippy.
Yeah, MG's gonna have to keep their composure for sure. It's funny that you mentioned the whole Jack Nelson Sam Gronsky matchup, because Steve and I were talking about it before we went on the air tonight. And if you watched the game from 2 weeks ago, Sam Gronsky essentially had his way with Jack Nelson, and he did it with pure speed. I mean, these really big high school players, they haven't learned the footwork yet. They're still a little clumsy. They're still growing into themselves, and that's the way you can beat these big fellas. I'm not saying that Jack Nelson won't be a great lineman someday, but right now, a guy like Sam Gronsky can hold his own and a lot of times do better simply on pure speed alone.
Absolutely. Gronsky giving up 50 or 60 pounds, but he just flies by Nelson. All right, penalties all over the place. I don't know what the net result is going to be.
Yeah, we haven't seen any official calls yet, I don't
The
believe.
official explaining it to Coach Beckwith. There was rumors of some jawing in last year's game down in Stoughton. A certain star running back for Stoughton started the game off when they went out for the coin flip by taunting some of the MG players and setting them on edge. And in the end, he paid for it. He did score 5 touchdowns.
Yeah,
that
he had a terrible game.
Yeah, he had a good game, but the rest of the team kind of
Yeah, he
couldn't stay with
He only
him.
ran for 360 yards.
Yeah, but Monona did score 63 that night.
Yes, yeah, right. His team couldn't back him up, but
Yeah, it ain't bragging if you do it.
yeah, they're calling unsportsmanlike conduct on Stoughton.
So they will be.
So that'll be enforced on the kickoff. That means Monona Grove should get excellent field position.
This guy with the ball standing back near the 40 seems unsure which direction he's going. All right, after a slight delay here, the Silver Eagles coming out on the field, ready to receive.
Yeah, both teams got a little talking to on the bench.
As they should. Come on, boys.
Well, they must have been offsetting penalties because they're going to be kicking off from the 40.
All right.
I only saw the call on Stoughton, but offsetting
It looks like the
penalties.
kickoff will take place at
Like
Yeah.
conduct, I'm sure they got warnings to both benches.
Yeah, guys, it was offsetting penalties. It was a roughing the kicker on MG as well.
Oh, really?
Yeah, I think that may have been what kind of set it off, that scuffle, yeah.
Got it.
Now I believe this is Reuter and Spalding back deep for the Silver Eagles. Cade Spildy ready, all recovered from his being roughed, ready to kick it off.
Well, Monona Grove needs to answer.
Yes, with 8:33 to play in the first half, it would be nice to put at least one more score up there. Low kick. They'll let this roll into the end zone, and
No.
the Silver Eagles will take over.
No, it went out of bounds
Oh,
inside
went-
the 5.
oh,
so
there's the
Monona
flag.
Grove will get the ball at the 35-yard line.
Excellent. That's even better. I couldn't see the flag from my position. Boy, if we're in Watertown, I could have seen it okay. Actually, we had a nice trip to Watertown. I enjoyed their facility, and the people were very friendly. The newspaper guy was interesting to talk to.
Yeah.
We had a good trip.
Everybody up there, from the Watertown side of the press box, they were all really nice guys that were doing the TV down there. and
Even the
everything.
ticket box ladies were
Yeah,
friendly.
everybody was really nice down there. They got a nice facility down there in Watertown.
That, I have to say that was my first trip to Watertown, and I'd go back. Not on vacation necessarily,
Yeah,
but
take a week.
take a week. All right, Jordan Bishop taking over at quarterback again. Calling the signals for the Silver Eagles. Double wideouts to the near side. Quick pass to Spalding to cross the middle. PJ crossed the 50-yard line. Now first down, MG.
Yeah, broke a tackle on just a simple slant pattern. Bishop hit him in the hands with it. He broke the tackle, and he gained another 15 yards.
Spalding has had a nice season this year. Coming into the game with 32 catches, just shy of 500 yards and 4 touchdowns. Ball just on the 50, first and 10 MG. 3 wideouts to this side now. Handoff to Killer Lane. Quickly into the line and across the 45-yard line before he's brought down. Bring up second and less than 5.
Spalding has moved into the top 10 in most receptions in a season in the Monona Grove record book.
Good for him.
He's got 35 now on the year.
Second and 5 for the Silver Eagles. The ball at the Stoughton 45-yard line. Just under 8 minutes to play in the half. Looking to regain that 2-touchdown lead again. Bishop, give it to Killer Lane.
Nice.
He's got some running room down the left side. He has the first down and plenty more inside the 30-yard line.
Wow, it looked like Stoughton might have him stopped, but he found a seam in the line and then just turned on the jets.
Yeah, he hit that first level and got held up and then managed to keep his feet and jetted out to the left side down to the 30-yard line. First and 10 MG. Brady Killerlane's got a great ability to break tackles and get himself free.
It's a dream come true for you, Steve.
Torrin Young is watching. Well, he's my favorite player ever.
He is.
He's no Zach Zweifel, but no.
No, we're glad Torrin's watching.
Bishop on the keeper, nobody to throw to, and he's going to be brought down for a loss. Torrin, good luck Saturday. We're pulling for you, buddy.
No kidding. Torrin Young's been putting together a pretty good year down in Iowa. And Steve, you told me he's got the starting nod this week.
That's right, and he's going to tear it up. Give him 30 carries and watch what he does. All right, after the loss, after the sack, 2nd and 14 for the Silver Eagles. Some first half scores. Wanakee beating Baraboo 7-0. DeForest 14-13 over Holman. Waiting for the snap here. Bishop giving it to is that Spalding?
Again, I think.
Spalding on the sweep.
Yep.
Spalding got maybe to the 30 again.
We haven't seen that jet sweep much from Monona Grove this year. We saw Cam Reuter run it a couple of times a couple weeks ago and have actually scored on one play, but we haven't seen Spalding with that much, but twice tonight now.
And if you're someone other than Bob, you would care that the Brewers are getting beat by the Dodgers 1-0. How are the Cardinals doing tonight, Bob?
Like the Brewers have done since '82.
Touche. All right. 3rd and 6 for the Silver Eagles. Bishop overwhelmed again. A big sack.
Oh,
and a flag coming
down.
in.
There could be a little something extra there, I wonder.
Bishop taking one for the team there. We may actually get a first down out of this.
Well, let's just wait and see what the call is.
Bishop will come over to the sidelines to get the word from the coach. Personal foul, face mask.
Ooh, that'll be a first down.
Yeah, the Brewers. The Silver Eagles needing just 6 yards. Are going to have that and a little more. Bob, in case you were wondering, Brookfield East is beating Burlington 7-0.
I was wondering.
Thank you for our spotters. We got the face mask penalty. Oh, yeah, you can see him grab the mask.
Yeah. Great. And a first down.
We'll take that.
Grove. A little tit for tat. Thank you, Stoughton.
1st and 10 down to the 15.
Monona Grove in a punting situation if they don't make that penalty.
That's right. That was back close to the 40-yard line. Said they've got new life. Give it to Killer Lane.
Big hole. Huge hole. Michael Williams Davis just buried his defender.
We'll see.
Max Hank's right there, too. And number 51, Derek Hansen, the center. Boy, they just moved guys out on that.
5-yard pickup, 2nd and 5 for the Silver Eagles. Ball at the 10-yard line. Bishop on 2nd and 5. Pass protection a little shaky the last couple times they throw it. Now Bishop will roll to his left. Throws.
It's Michael Williams Davis.
On a tackle eligible?
It was a lateral. He threw it
Really?
backwards, yeah.
Let's see if we can get this on replay.
When I saw him throwing it backwards, I thought, oh, my God, he's throwing it back to Spalding or somebody like that. We'll see a double pass. But they went to Michael Williams Davis on the play and a lateral.
Nice.
Unfortunately, it lost yards.
Oh, it's about a yard gain. Call it 3rd and 4.
I take that back. Yeah, gained a yard. I think
First-
they were hoping to really catch Stoughton unawares on that, but it didn't really work out.
All right, 3rd and 4 from the 9-yard line, just inside the 9 in Stoughton territory. Bishop calling the signals. Keep it himself.
Oh, there's interference all over the place there, and no call.
No flags.
Wow.
Reuter calling for a flag and nothing coming.
I don't blame him. They're all over his back on that. I guess they're going to call that pass uncatchable.
That'll bring up 4th down, 4th and 4 from the 9-yard line. All right, what do you call in this situation, Bob? This is kind of key for both teams here.
Once again, I'd go with an RPO to Bishop and just let him look at the defense and decide.
See what Coach Beckwith calls up. Bishop taking the snap, rolling to his left, throws back.
Got
across
Reuter.
the green. Scott Reuter pushing in.
That's a touchdown.
Touchdown from 9 yards out. Boy, he had to work for that one. Cam Reuter earned that touchdown and more. So with 4:36 to go, the Silver Eagles regain that 20-7 lead, or the 2-touchdown lead.
Nice looking play on that one. What do you think, Max?
Yeah, just a great design play, you know. Again, on that block, Michael Williams-Davis, the star of that drive, he had a great kick-out block. He was lined up at that right tackle spot, and they just ran a middle screen back to Reuter with that nice kick-out block by Williams-Davis. And the thing that I think makes the Monona Grove offense so deadly right now is just their unpredictability. You don't know if they're going to run. You don't know if they're going to pass. You don't know if they're going to throw it to their right tackle. Just a lot of unpredictability. Whereas if you look at Stoughton, it actually reminds me a little bit of the Badgers' offense right now. It's very predictable. Stoughton's been primarily run on first and second down, and then they get in third and long, and they're forcing Hobson to have to make passes against a defense where MG, those D linemen can tee off, and the defensive backs know that they're passing. So that I would say is the big difference right now. MG's offense is just so unpredictable that defenses have to respect every aspect of their game.
So I got 2 questions for you, Max. One is, on the play before the touchdown, did you see any interference there on Reuter? From here, it looked like they were just riding his back all the way into the end zone.
Yeah, I wasn't at a perfect angle where I could see. I think they were on his back a little bit. And I think it was one of those things where the pass was thrown a little bit high in behind him. So as he slowed down, obviously, similar to like you see those plays in the NFL all the time, the cornerback just kind of ran over him because the throw was behind him. So, I think it was probably interference, but it may have been a little uncatchable, and I think that's probably kind of how they saw it.
Okay, and the second question is you didn't see that backward pass to Williams-Davis coming?
Well, it's funny. That play was what I guarantee they got that play from. The Badgers ran that, if you remember, last year against Illinois with Michael Dieter. It was obviously from a different formation, with us running spread. So, it was definitely an interesting idea. It might have been something to run, closer to the 1 yard line, because even if he catches that pass there, he needs to go 10 yards to get into the end zone. So.
For sure.
Houston's kick taken inside the 10.
Thanks, Max.
Nice return out close to the 30-yard line where it'll be 1st and 10 for the Vikings. Bob, that's got to be every offensive lineman's dream, is to get a chance to
get a
run
chance
the ball
to score
like
a touchdown. Are you kidding? Usually you'll go, if you're an offensive lineman, you'll go seasons without actually touching the ball. So yeah, to actually have the quarterback turn and throw the ball to you, yeah, that's a dream come true.
Kind of like when Marcus Wallace intercepted that pass last year and got to run with it. That was one of the highlights of the season for me.
The problem is, though, there's always that fear deep inside that you're going to drop the ball. I mean, I'm a lineman, for God's sake. What are they doing throwing the ball to me?
All right, Hobson with a couple wideouts to the near side here. I think this is Walker into the line and didn't get much of anything.
They've done a nice job of stopping the running game, both this week and 2 weeks ago. And Hobson, who was a regular ball carrier for Stoughton, has barely taken off at all. Only 3 carries in the first game, and so far none tonight.
I wonder if that's product of a good rush defense. He's not having to scramble, not able to scramble out of the backfield. He's got to get rid of the ball quicker.
Yeah, I mean, you could say that to a point, but he's carried the ball over 100 times this year. It's not all on scrambles.
How many times tonight?
0.
Something's amiss. All right. 1 yard gain on the play, 2nd and 9 for the Vikings. 3:56 to play and counting in the first half. A 21-7 MG lead. They split out 2 guys to the near side again. Hobson calling the signals. Give to Arnott. Off tackle, and he tripped as he crossed the 35-yard line.
Yeah, he had a nice hole opened up. I think he tripped over one of the legs of his own man.
It looked like he hit one of the blockers. Yeah, it'll bring up 3rd and 8 for the Vikings now.
Again, guys, I just want to chime in really quick. Stoughton coming out on 1st and 2nd down and running the ball, and then you're putting a quarterback in Adam Hobson in a very tough position here on 3rd and 8, where it seems every single 3rd down, you're asking him to convert on 3rd and long, and that's just not really in Stoughton's game to make these downfield passes.
Right, and his accuracy is definitely in question on downfield passes.
Well, yeah, and you put him up against Gronsky and Santiago. I mean, the best rush and coverage men in the conference. He's going to have some trouble. Now we've got a timeout called.
So Gronsky moved into defensive tackle in this last formation. Michael Williams-Davis playing on the defensive end. Benny Fluke and Trent Gothard completing the defensive line out there. Been very effective.
You're listening to WVMO LP Monona. If you're keeping score, Bob, I'm 2 for 2.
I wasn't.
No, I didn't think so.
I am keeping score, but I'll write you down on my stat sheet next week. Okay, Steve.
Thanks.
Yeah, all right.
That was about as good as fourth down.
What number should I
conversions.
put for you?
Number
0?
1. Senior Ravelli. What is the first number? Number 1.
That line just never gets old.
I love that line.
It's always fresh every time you use it, which is almost once a game now.
Yes. I'll work on something for 2.
Yes, something fresh.
2 can be as sad as 1.
It's the loneliest number since.
The number 1.
And how's the rest of it go?
1 is the loneliest number.
Number 1.
Oh, you're waiting for it.
Yeah.
You're egging me on.
Waiting
now,
for you to
huh?
finish.
All
Steve,
right.
did you know that this month is National Mental Health Month? I know that plays near and dear to you.
Mental health is a crazy thing.
You know, and more near and dear to me, it's also National Pizza Month. That's more up my alley.
Yes.
That keeps me
It's John-
healthy mentally.
It's John Lithgow's birthday,
Gives me
too.
mental health.
All right, on 3rd and long, 3 Stoughton wideouts to this side. Hobson back, looking to throw. Now he's chased.
And down he goes.
Goes with a big
Trent
loss.
Herber on the blitz.
Boy, that defensive,
Oh, no, that wasn't Trent. I'm sorry. Take that back. It's Sam Gronsky with the sack.
that defensive front is just incredible. Hobson hesitated, and they swallowed him up. I wasn't looking downfield, Bob. Did he have anybody open, do you think?
So Gronsky, no, he didn't have much time to throw.
So about an 8-yard loss on the play, making it 4th and 16.
Gronsky's 5th sack of the year. I believe he had 8 last year.
Dun, 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 dun.
And another TFL.
Gronsky having a great game. Herber having a great game.
Everybody on the defense, they've really only given up one play. That 43-yard pass play to Dwight Walker out of the backfield is the only play that Monona Grove has given up.
Yeah, I
Of
would
si-
agree.
Of
They've
significance, anyway, in this game.
the
And
defense has been solid all year, and they're demonstrating it here too. Stoughton, not a bad scoring team. Let me find for the season averaging 33 a game, 26 a game.
26.3. They've given up 18 a game,
Yeah.
mostly to the good teams in the Badger Conference.
The Silver Eagles have outscored their opponents in the first half 236 to 14. That's impressive.
That's not including tonight. That's coming into this game.
Yeah, that's right.
Added up 257 to 21 now.
So like a 12-to-1 ratio.
Playoffs is where we really see what the defense is made out of.
Well,
You're going to see better teams at every level.
we're going to see a punt by Cade Spildy right here.
He's
Spalding
been
back
hitting
to
the
return
ball
it.
tonight, Cade
He
Spildy.
has. Spalding back inside the 20 and falls on it.
Yeah. Slipped and fell as he turned to make his cut.
Yeah, Spildy has kicked it over his head every time so far.
Yeah, he has really hit it hard. Well, Stoughton with another 3 and out. And Monona Grove, chance to put one up late in the first half, as they often do. I looked this up. I remember I told you last week, Steve, I was going to kind of look this up and see if that was something they'd done a fair amount this year. But, yeah, their last touchdown of the first half, 4 of the 9 games they scored their last touchdown of the first half with less than 2 minutes to play.
Wow, that's impressive. So, Justin, David, we still going to try highlights at halftime? Yes. So stick around at halftime. We'll try to show you some first half highlights.
That's for you TV people, not the radio.
Yeah, it's hard to do it on radio.
that was
Jordan
dangerous.
Bishop's pass tipped by the Vikings and incomplete. Silver
That was
Eagles.
dangerous.
Silver Eagles starting deep in their own territory, their deepest start of the game, and the defensive lineman getting a hand up on that one. Somebody grabs that. It's a short walk into the end zone. The ball at the 20-yard line of MG. 2:32 to play in the first half, and a 21-7 lead. Bishop, 3 wideouts to the far side. Goes to the near side to Spalding. Oh, and Spalding took a hit,
he
bounced
shook
off
the
it.
tackle.
Down the right sideline, near the 30-yard line, still on his feet, across the 40, staggering 45, and he stepped out of bounds.
Oh, my God.
Wow, he doesn't step on the line. That one's a
Yeah,
touchdown.
it might have been a touchdown, but a great
Wow.
job of running the football and
What
breaking
a
tackles
tough receiver.
by Peyton Spalding. Number 11, Teddy Baldukas came up to lay the hit on Spalding as he made the catch, and Spalding just shook him off, breaking tackles all the way downfield. Great play by Peyton Spalding.
Just a 20-yard pickup on the play, but it doesn't show half the work that he did on it. 1st and 10 from the 40-yard line for the Silver Eagles. Wow. Quick pass this time.
Spalding again. and
Spalding
he's-
again.
They
Breaks a
can't tackle
tackle.
him.
Spalding inside the 40 and near the 35-yard line.
They can't tackle the guy. His first hit, he is just shaking them off and heading downfield. His yards after catch are substantial tonight.
Yeah, that last catch, not this one right here, but the one before that, he got hit at the line of scrimmage and managed 20 yards out of it. This one, he was a little bit downfield, but still, what was that, a 25?
23-yard gain.
The ball to the 37-yard line and a timeout called. 2:08 to play. No, exactly 2 minutes. I can't see. No, it is 2:08.
How's Peyton Spalding looking from the sideline? Because he looks pretty sweet up here, man.
He looks just as sweet down here. It's, yeah, I mean, it's really remarkable what MG's managing to do here. And again, they're able. That's what separates, I think, MG. They're not a team that is going to be strictly run their pass. They're able to come out and come out firing, in a 2-minute drill type situation, and be able to pass the ball all over the field to outside the numbers, inside the numbers. They're able to beat you in so many different ways. It's got to be hard. I got to imagine being a defensive coordinator for a team like Stoughton to be able to come in to prepare. Because what do you prepare for?
Right. You guys both mentioned that Peyton Spalding looking pretty sweet. I got to point out he's wearing number 34, the same as Sweetness, Walter Payton. That is true. All right, Jalen Ostrowski in the lineup for Brady Killerlane. We haven't seen Jalen.
That had to kind of hurt, where you didn't get any response at all from either one of them.
Doesn't bother me.
Not at all. Just keep going.
Somebody at home was enjoying that going, that's right.
Steve's a 200
Sorry, guys.
hitter,
I was enjoying it. My mic, I had turned my mic
Thank
off,
you,
but that was
Max.
very good,
Thank
Steve.
you.
I like that.
Oh, Max.
Ostrowski in the backfield alongside Bishop. He gets the screen pass going the right side, inside the 40, 35, 30-yard line and pushed out of bounds.
Remember, we saw Jalen Ostrowski on the receiving end of a screen pass in Game 1 this year against Baraboo with less than a minute to play, and he turned it into a 60-yard touchdown catch.
He had a shot there before he stepped out of bounds. A nice pickup, almost enough for the first down. Or have we got a flag here? Yeah, I believe there is a flag going against the Silver Eagles as they march it back 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10 yards. So wiped out. In fact, a short loss on the play. 1st and 13 for the Silver Eagles, back on the 40-yard line of Stoughton.
Well, I didn't see a call.
I'm guessing it would be a hold.
Yeah, they walked off 10 yards, so that's what I'll go with, but I did not see the call.
Bishop calling the signals. We can do this, boys. Looking to throw.
He's got Boehner wide open.
Oh, my goodness, is there a man open on the left side?
It's Sam Hepp for the touchdown.
Hepp for 40 yards on his first touchdown. Well, that looked easy.
Well, he kind of threw it up there, and Hepp adjusted on the underthrown ball and came in behind came in front of the defensive back to make the catch. Another nice grab and the 10th touchdown catch of the year for Sam Hepp.
He's got to be moving up on the all-time list for catches in a season, isn't he?
He is indeed.
I don't know. I've got the records here. I could look it up.
Well, for total catches, he's not quite there yet.
Well, I mean, touchdowns in the season.
Yeah, absolutely.
Let's see, the record is 16 by Naherniak.
Yeah, he's top 5. It's
I'm in a
15 by
game.
Gerlach.
Okay. Well, Jordan Bishop looping it up there and taking advantage of the big guy.
Regardless.
Tomczyk makes the extra point, and it's a 28-7 MG lead.
Well, I don't know, Max. It looked like Sam Hepp caught that with all hands. He just kind of came in the back of the defender and pulled it in hands only on that one.
And I'm a little surprised he ended up actually coming down with it. It was like you had mentioned. It definitely was underthrown, and if the defense would have adjusted to it, I think he probably could have made the play on the ball, but it looked like Sam was the only one who knew that ball was coming and adjusted nice with that ball in the air because, yeah, like you said, it was underthrown and he was able to catch it really all hands. And the defensive back really, I don't think he ever turned around.
Well, I hope if they run that pattern again, I hope that the coaches up here in the booth saw Ethan Boehner, who just slipped out of the backfield and nobody was within 25 yards of him. So that is another option for Monona Grove should they need it.
So 28-7, the Silver Eagles lead with 1:40 to play. Oliver Houston lining it up to kick off yet again to the Vikings. Stoughton getting that one drive together for the score, but other than that, they only crossed the 50 that one time.
And Monona Grove again scoring late in the first half, and that is just a morale killer for the opponents when Monona Grove does that, and they do it reasonably often.
Stoughton will get the ball to start the second half, but the way their fortunes have gone, it's not looking very good for the boys from the south. Houston's kick. Taking it inside the 10. And excellent coverage. Who got that?
That's Jalen Ostrowski, number 6.
He got down the field in a hurry to make that tackle.
Ostrowski's seeing time
Excellent
on the
coverage.
kickoff team tonight, and he's a good guy to have out there. He's one of the fastest guys on the team.
And definitely a sure tackler. First and 10, Stoughton. They put the ball at the, where is that? There's the 30, 20, 15-yard line.
Well, with a minute and a half, Stoughton's they've got to try to get something going on offense, but they can't make a mistake either.
Well, Hobson's been more prone to mistakes than big plays, as he's got just that one big gainer in the pass to Walker. Looks to throw out to Arnott on the right side. Arnott slips one tackle, gets out close to the 20-yard line, but he's short of the first down. Yeah, Brady Killerlane in there. We haven't seen him much in defense since he became a key running back.
Well, he's been playing a fair amount of defense, but we haven't seen him much tonight.
Okay.
Trust me on this one, Steve.
I'll trust you on this one. Where's the spot here? They haven't moved the stick yet. They're still saying first and 10.
That's because it looks like they are. Yeah, they threw a flag, so they're going to march off a penalty on Stoughton.
Wow, they had the ball on the 13 already.
I don't know if the grass is getting really long, but we did not see that flag at all.
No. Far side of the field, things get invisible.
My guess is it was a holding penalty. I haven't seen the call yet.
They mark it back half the distance, so you're probably right. Stoughton's backfield standing in the end zone now. This would be nice to blow in and get a safety, huh?
Or a turnover.
Company. Hobson rolling out, looking to throw.
He fell down in the end zone. I think that's a safety.
Yes, it is. Hobson down.
Yeah, Hobson slipped on the wet grass out there and went down untouched. I don't know who you give the safety to, but.
Team safety. We'll take it. I don't know if they give it to the closest man or just call it team.
They probably call it a team safety.
All right.
I've seen that in the box scores.
A safety. We haven't had one of those in a while. With a minute 11 to play in the half, the Silver Eagles rack up another 2 points.
Like I said, Stoughton had to try to get something going in the last minute and a half of the first half, but they couldn't make a mistake. And this is a bad one because now they have to kick the ball. Not only do they give up the 2 points, they have to kick the ball back off to Monona Grove. And Monona Grove, with 2 timeouts left, could easily put up another score.
Yes, they could. Minute 11 to play. That free kick is always a problem unless you got a guy with a big leg. And Vikings, probably their strongest offensive weapon tonight is Cade Spildy, their punter. So, the kickoff team out there to receive the free kick. They'll have great field position. Like Bob said, 2 timeouts, a 30-7 lead. They could easily put another score up. We've had a blocked kick for a touchdown this year. We've not had an interception or a kick return for a touchdown. And now this safety. We almost had a lineman score. That would have been fun.
Well, the night is young, Steve. Could still happen.
So Spildy will have.
It's not a Stoughton one.
Spildy will have the ball ready to kick. Spalding and Reuter deep for the Silver Eagles. This ball is not going to go over their head unless he gets a whale of a kickoff. No, not a bad kick though.
I think that's the shortest one of the night.
Be taking it 30-yard line
out of bounds.
So they'll take it at the 35. All right, we'll take
that. They should actually be taking this at the Stoughton 45.
Really?
They kicked the ball from the 20.
Well, that's true. Let's see where they put it.
See where they spot this thing. But
the guy with the ball is standing at the MG 45.
It looks like they should be placing it at the 45. I mean, when a kickoff goes out of bounds, it's a 25-yard, essentially a 25-yard walk-off. It shouldn't be at. So it would be at the 35. So
Coach Beckwith is telling him, no, it's this way, boys.
Yeah, it should be at the 45-yard line.
Yeah, he had to correct them.
Yep.
They are going back. They're headed towards the MG 45. Coach Beckwith knows the rules better than they do. They still haven't put the ball down anywhere.
It should be at the Stoughton 45, which
Boy, that
like
would
I said,
be nice.
this was a bad mistake by Stoughton. And that's where it's going.
45-yard line. The Silver Eagles with great field position now.
All right, well,
So-
Monona Grove just so far owning the first half. One mistake, one missed coverage, and a couple of good blocks by the Stoughton lineman freed up Dwight Walker on a 43-yard pass catch, which took him down to the 5-yard line. They were able to push it in on 3 plays from there. But otherwise, the Monona Grove defense has been stalwart. The Monona Grove offense has essentially had their way with Stoughton. The only 2 times they haven't come away with scores, they turned the ball over on downs deep in Stoughton territory.
Well, Bob, Spalding, Hepp, and Reuter all have touchdowns. Boehner's got a touchdown. Killer Lane does not. I'm looking for him to get a chance on this drive. Like to spread it around. And a whistle will stop play. It's one of the hallmarks of the Silver Eagle offense this year is they've got a lot of different guys that can score points. Sam Hepp had that big game last week, but they've got 4, 5, 6 guys who can score touchdowns, and they're going to march off 5 yards against the Silver Eagles and put the ball back on the 50-yard line.
All right, well, the Silver Eagles are at the point where they have the option to try to put more points up. They don't have to do it. They're ahead 30-7. What they can't do is make a mistake that would lead to a late Stoughton score here and give Stoughton some momentum going into the locker room. Stoughton receives the kickoff to start the second half.
All right, we've got Reuter split out wide to this side, Hepp in the slot. And then who's that? That's Spalding at a wing.
Yeah, we got
Killer Lane's in the backfield.
3 receivers over here. Killer Lane on this side as well, the long side of the field, the wide side of the field. Dante McConley at tight end on the left side.
Bishop calling the signals. Looking to throw it. Going deep over the middle. It's
Hepp's
Hepp.
open. It's gonna be a
Hepp has a
touchdown.
touchdown. 50 yards, his second of the night.
Oh,
We got a flag.
I think it's coming back, kids. Wow, what a break for Stoughton if that is against Monona Grove.
Because that's a backbreaker if they score that fast.
What a break for Stoughton if this goes against, and it will. Going against MG.
I didn't see what the signal was. It
I missed it too, but
looked like he was wringing his hands.
it's holding.
So holding against the Silver Eagles.
Holding has been a problem for the offensive line. The offensive line this year has played great football, but they have been susceptible to the hold.
Remember the
That's for
Oregon
sure.
game when they had 20 penalties against them, the vast majority of those holding calls. So they bring it back. Holy cow, they're bringing it back to the 38-yard line.
Remember, it's a spot foul.
Yeah, so
when it's in the
basically an
backfield.
18-yard penalty.
Well, remember, they had a 5-yard penalty walk-off on the
Oh,
play
that's right.
before.
So a 12 or 13-yard penalty. They'll do it again, though. A little screen pass.
That's Reuter.
Reuter across the middle, out close to the 50-yard line. Now the ball loose.
No, I think he held on. Wide receiver screen to Reuter to pick up a few of those yards back.
Yeah, he gets out to the 48-yard line where it'll be second and about 17. 41 seconds to play. The clock running. Silver Eagles with a couple timeouts. No need to call them yet. This offense can move the ball in a hurry. Bishop looking to throw again. Plenty of time. Now he's chased to his left. And he'll throw it down the left sidelines, incomplete, and stop the clock with 27 seconds left.
He had Cam Reuter open, but the ball thrown behind him, Reuter couldn't handle it.
I think a lot of these guys aren't used to the fact that the Silver Eagles have a left-handed quarterback. Now a lot of quarterbacks can make that accurate throw going to their left.
Well, they should be used to it by now. Now, if I'm Monona Grove, I don't know if I do anything here but run the ball and try to run the clock out because you don't want to make a mistake here. You throw an incomplete pass, you're going to have to punt.
Oh, true. 3rd and 17, they could give it to Killer Lane and see if he can make it.
And Trent Gothard again on the left side, like he left early.
It'll be 5 yards back against the Silver Eagles.
Penalties starting to stack up on Monona Grove.
Oh, 3rd and 22.
Now I just give the ball to Brady Killer Lane and hope he can do something.
Hope he can run for 27 seconds. That'd be nice.
Well, or break something. You never know. He's very fast, gets the right blocking at the line. But play it safe here and don't give the ball back to Stoughton.
Oh, Bishop looking to throw. He's got time now. He run up through the pocket. tucks the ball in, across
Nice
the 50,
move.
45.
If he
cuts
gets
out
a
to his
block
right
here
side,
from Brady,
40.
he's going to get a first down.
35. He's got the first down and some more down the left side, right sidelines. Where did he go out of bounds, Bob?
Yeah, it went out of bounds. Looks like around the 15, maybe the 20-yard line.
So
Let's see
all
where
the
they're
way
marking
from the
it.
43-yard line down to the 15.
Down to the 19.
Down to the 19.
Yeah,
And
so-
14 seconds left.
Yeah,
So
see what I mean? You run the ball. That's a safe play. 38 yards. On the
38
play.
yards.
It wasn't designed to be a running play, but Jordan Bishop has deceptive speed and excellent moves. He really is slippery out there, and the Stoughton defenders just can't do anything with him tonight.
nice camera work on that play. Bishop looking to throw it again.
It's
Over the
Spalding.
middle. Incomplete. No flags.
It's all thrown just a little bit low and a little bit behind Spalding. Spalding open for a second there.
Second down. 9 seconds to play in the half. Silver Eagles playing like they're behind in this game. They actually just want that 35-point lead to give Bob a chance to get home early.
Yeah, I get sleepy after 9 o'clock. All the hard work I do all day.
That's right.
Oh,
you
that's
do.
right. I don't do any hard
No,
work
you
all
don't.
day. Yeah, that's right.
No more saving lives for you, huh?
No, not on
All
purpose
right.
anyway.
Second down for the Silver Eagles. Bishop will give it to Killerley. No, he won't. He's going to throw it. Dancing, looking over the middle. He's got
Wide
a man
open.
wide open.
Spalding.
Spalding from 15 yards,
What?
19 yards
Oh.
to touchdown.
How did he get so open? Max, help me out, man. How did this guy get so open on that play?
I honestly don't know myself. I was watching Jordan, back there in the pocket and just looking, and then all of a sudden they look back to the right and he just got in between, two guys. I got to imagine they were maybe in some type of zone coverage, and he was just wide open in the middle of the end zone.
Well, Bishop gave himself a little extra time. He had plenty of time to start. When the pocket started to break down, he stepped up, and then Spalding broke open across the middle, and wow, was he open. And a bullet, Spalding, and this game is slowly getting out of hand for the Stoughton Vikings.
36-7, the extra point by Tomczyk. Make it an even 30-point lead. Spalding the hold, the snap, the nice hold, the kick, and it's 37-7. Well, Bob, if we were stopping the game right here, which of course we've got half to go, who's your MVP? I mean, Bishop's played fantastic. Spalding has been out of his mind after the catch.
I won't even pretend to pick one. I mean, both of them have played well.
Gronsky and Herbert.
Right. You could pick somebody from the defense as well. The defense has been, once again, stalwart, as I like to say. Stoughton hasn't been able to do a thing on either side of the ball tonight. You got anything you want to say about who you think the MVP is, Max?
Yeah, it's a tough choice. I gotta say I am very impressed with what Jordan Bishop's not only doing tonight, but the way he's progressed through the season. Obviously I think there were question marks from within MG as well as from outsiders about how Jordan Bishop would do this year as a quarterback, with big shoes to fill, obviously, after coming in after Alec Ogden. But he's progressed, throughout the entire season. Now you can see, I think, he has complete and utter control of the offense. He's shown his ability to run. He's able to extend plays now, similar to how, Ogden has done it the last couple years. He's making smart football plays. He's not really turning the ball over. I believe this year he only has one interception.
That's correct.
He's thrown incredibly accurately.
Yeah, he's really impressed me. His growth throughout the season. And of course, this is when you want to be playing your best football.
You're absolutely right, and we both agree with you up here. Steve and I have talked about how he has improved every single game this year, and I agree with you, Max. He has made this offense his own, and I think all the players on the offense and all the players on both sides of the field know it.
And I think that's what the quarterback position is about. It's about having confidence and about your teammates having confidence in you. And clearly at this point of the season, that is apparent that everyone has confidence in him, and he has a lot of confidence in himself as well.
Well, the Vikings running a lot of sideways on the kickoff return. The clock is all zeros, and we go to the locker room. The Silver Eagles leading 37-7. The Brewers winning 4-1 over the Dodgers.
Good news.
Yes, it is. We'll be back in a little bit with some second half highlights. great first half highlights for the Silver Eagles. Jordan Bishop may have done a lot of damage with his arm. There he gets a first down with his legs running past the Stoughton Vikings. 3 touchdown passes for Bishop in the first half, but here he gets the first down deep into Stoughton territory. Stoughton trying to come back. Quarterback Hobson chased out of the backfield, throws deep down the middle, picked off by T. Santiago, his 3rd interception of the year, and watch this return up the right sidelines and forced out of bounds, putting the Silver Eagles deep into Stoughton territory. Then the Vikings later in the half, a 43-yard pass to running back Walker gets him down inside the 5. Quarterbacks, or the Silver Eagles come back. This one to Cam Reuter, and Reuter works his way into the end zone for his first touchdown reception of the game. Then, on short yardage play, the Vikings dive into the end zone. Walker with the touchdown, making it a 7-point game. Silver Eagles come back hard though. Sam Hepp with a long 40-yard touchdown pass, following up on the tail of 4 touchdowns last week. And then Hobson, the quarterback, having trouble all night, chased in the end zone, slips and falls down. A team safety for the Silver Eagles. Nobody touching him, but 2 points for the Monona Grove squad. Then Bishop, once again, showing he's more than just a pretty face and a strong arm. He can run this ball as he tucks it in, takes off. Another first down for the Silver Eagles as he outdances the Vikings deep into their own territory, where the Silver Eagles get set up for this pass to Peyton Spalding into the end zone. Touchdown Spalding, his 2nd of the night. Peyton Spalding having an excellent game, moving into the top 10 in receivers. Receiving yards, you said, Bob?
Oh, and in receptions.
Receptions.
Top 10 receptions for Monona Grove in a season. So, a good year for him. And are you exhausted, Steve?
That's a lot of highlights in a minute 40. We got to remember to trim it back to a little less than 9 in 100 seconds.
All right. Well, let's go ahead, and both the teams have taken the field here in the second half. We're warming up, so we can try to recap the first half beyond the highlights.
Half, please, while I rest my tender vocal cords. Oh, by the way, the Brewers are up 5-1.
Why, they are just dominating the Dodgers.
Dominating.
Could be 82 all over again. Big comeback.
That Miley Cyrus is really pitching a good game.
He seems to be, anyway. Well, anyway, let's come back to Monona.
Yes,
Monona here. It was a big football game.
Stats.
Monona leading 37-7 here at halftime. And as the score might indicate, it has been all Monona here in the first half. Stoughton has not managed much offense at all. In fact, only 63 total yards of offense, 43 of those on one pass play from Adam Hobson to Dwight Walker. They've only been able to run 19 plays in the first half. In the first half, Monona Grove has run 38 plays for a total of 357 yards. If you're keeping track, that's over 9.5 yards per play. So far, 209 yards rushing tonight for Monona Grove. Leading the way, of course, is Jordan Bishop, who's knocked off 3 long runs tonight. He's got 7 carries for 93 yards. Brady Killerlane has 5 carries for 65 yards. Peyton Spalding has run the ball twice tonight. We haven't seen much of him running the ball this year, but tonight twice for 34 yards and 1 score. Ethan Boehner 2 times, 17 yards and a score as well. Jordan Bishop 10 for 18 in the first half, 2 touchdowns, no picks. Emphasize that no picks, Steve, as Max pointed out in the first half. Still, Jordan Bishop with only 1 interception this year, 1. He's thrown 21 touchdown passes now, 1 interception. That is game management. When you're not turning the ball over, you have a chance to score points on every series. A nice job by Jordan Bishop this year. Peyton Spalding, 6 catches and a touchdown in the first half. Cam Reuter, 2 catches and a touchdown in the first half. And Sam Hepp, one catch for a touchdown. Jalen Ostrowski, 1 catch. 148 yards passing for Jordan Bishop.
Well, fantastic night for Bishop, both throwing and running the ball. As you watched in the highlights, he made a couple great passes, but his running has been, this is probably his best night running, wouldn't you say, Bob? I mean, he had more yards in the last game, but I think his decisions are better tonight.
Well, he had 131 yards in the game against Stoughton 2 weeks ago, 93 so far tonight. Sometimes your decisions are made for you, and he's made most of his yards on scrambles, gone back to pass, his men have been covered, but he's done a nice job of getting outside the pocket on those. And on the touchdown pass to Peyton Spalding at the end of the first half, he had a little bit of time when the pocket started to deteriorate. He stepped up in the pocket, bought himself a couple more seconds, and then found Spalding wide open down the middle of the field.
Hey, a big shout out to our Monona Grove AV club who put together those first half highlights for us. This is our first time trying that, and it looks pretty good, I thought. They had some nice clips there, some nice sideline shots.
Yeah, those kids are really, they're doing a heck of a good job this year, getting more advanced all the time. We're seeing more and better replays, which we like up here because we can't always identify the players involved from our vantage point. So it's great having that replay, and a nice job by the Monona Grove AV club.
It certainly has evolved since we started doing this, well, it was the last century. 23 years, you say?
23rd season. Can you believe it, Steve?
It doesn't seem possible.
It seems like only our 13th.
Lucky 13. Well, let's hope we get to the state tournament. Then we kind of forget how many years it's been and all the mistakes that I've made. Houston's kickoff inside the 10, taken by the Vikings, running up the left side. And good coverage once again.
Still up.
Still going.
Yep.
Boy,
nice return by
Miles
Hutcherson,
pushed,
number 86.
Pushed out to the 35-yard line. I thought he was tackled about 10 yards back.
Yeah, he got hit hard 10 yards earlier, but somehow managed to bounce off the tackle and get free for another 10, and good field position for Stoughton to start the second half.
Stoughton will start at the their own 35-yard line, trailing by 30 though, 37-7.
Yeah, Stoughton is going to need to make a statement on this first series. They really can't afford a 3-and-out here.
So, Bob, are we sure that it was the score we were given was correct at halftime? Wanakee is beating Baraboo just 7-0.
That is correct.
Wow, that's amazing. Hobson looking to throw on first down, going over the middle, has a man open,
Nice
knocked
play.
away.
Jalen Ostrowski, number 6, with the pass defense on that play. I'll bet you that looked awfully pretty from the sideline, didn't it, Max?
Max is dumbstruck. He's got nothing to say. The first time ever.
Yeah,
Write
crazy.
it down, Max.
That looked pretty good from up here. Sorry, Max.
Hey guys, sorry, I just got back down where I have, I'm within range for frequency, so sorry, I missed that there.
Oh, fantastic play by Jalen Ostrowski against his counterpart, number 6, Drew Anderson. Now 2nd and 10 for the Vikings. You mentioned putting the Vikings in a hole by running poorly on the first couple drives. Now they're trying to throw again.
Oh, this worked earlier.
This one complete a little screen pass out to the right side, forced out of bounds, but still a first down for number 28, Arnott.
Yeah, that's the same pattern that Dwight Walker ran with success in the first half. The only completion of the game prior to that one right there for Adam Hobson.
2 completions. How many attempts have they tried?
8.
Wow. And Bishop, by comparison?
He has 18.
Wow.
But
How about that?
But they'd only run 19 plays in the whole first half.
I suppose. All right. Double wideouts to both sides. Hobson calling the signals. Straight back to pass. They've certainly committed to the pass here in the second half. Hobson throws it out.
Oh,
Tipped. Boy, if
he had an open receiver. Not a bad pass.
I thought if
that was-
Merden had turned around, he had a shot at taking that one.
Quinn Arnott was out there, and he was open, but the pass just a little high for him.
So they're throwing pretty extensively to the running backs. Why not to Anderson and Hutcherson, who caught most of their passes this
Well,
year?
obviously that's been shut down. I mean, they did make an attempt at getting to Anderson on the first play of the second half here, and Ostrowski made the play on the ball. I think Hutcherson is being covered mostly by Nerurden, and obviously Anderson by Ostrowski, and they're just not getting open.
2nd and 10 from the Stoughton 48-yard line. Just underway here in the second half, and a 30-point Monona Grove lead.
Samaj, go
Yeah.
ahead.
Oh no, I was just gonna mention what you were about to. I think Bob Samaj is coming off the field. Looks to gotten a little shaken up on that last play.
Okay. Well, let's see who they put in for his replacement. I think they'll move Teej Santiago out to the corner. Got Shane Duncan in at safety.
All right, 2nd and 10 for the Vikings.
And Isaac Stinson covering the slot now.
And whistles before the snap. They'll stop the play and probably cost the Vikings 5 yards.
No, they called timeout.
Timeout, interesting. Okay.
Well, they might as well use them because this is a really big series for Stoughton. They have to get on the board in the first series of the second half. I just don't see them competing otherwise. If they turn the ball over to Monona Grove without scoring on this first series, and especially if MG goes down and gets points, this game is over.
Yeah, I would agree with you, Bob. This is a fun time of year when it's win or you go home, and fortunately for us, we've seen a lot of wins in the playoffs over the years.
Beautiful night for football. I mean, if you're playing, if you're standing on the sidelines, it's kind of chilly. It's in the 40s and it's pretty breezy out there. Hey, Max, how cold is it out there? You're the one standing outside, not me.
You know, it's actually not too bad. It's been worse. Tomorrow at the Badger game, it's going to be much worse. I think it's supposed to be in the 40s and raining and windy. So it's actually not too bad. I'm just wearing a sweatshirt and a light jacket, and it's actually not too bad.
Yeah,
so.
The Weather Channel says 52 degrees. That's not bad.
Ooh, okay.
Pretty seasonable weather for football. I'll take it.
At least it's not raining. They had talked about this a couple of days ago that it might be getting rain during the game, but fortunately not so.
All right. 2 wideouts to the near side, 1 to the far side. Hobson calling signals on 2nd and 10. Looking to throw left side, overthrown by quite a bit.
Jalen Ostrowski, excellent coverage on Nathan Hutcherson over there. They just can't get their wideouts open. Monona Grove's cornerbacks up to the task.
Well, Ostrowski a burner. Tish Santiago, great cover man. There's not much a team like Stoughton, who's less than accurate passing attack, can do.
Well, and they're hamstrung because they really have to pass. Their running game, you know, although it's been stagnant all night, they just don't have the time to use it here in the second half, down by 30.
3rd and 10, they split out 3 to the far side, 2 to the near side. Hobson in the backfield all by himself. This could be the tipping point on 3rd and 10. Hobson straight back, throws right side.
Oh, and it's picked off! The ball hit
the receiver
hit
right
Quinn,
in the chest.
Quinn Arnott right between the numbers, bounced straight to the defender. I think that was Ethan Boehner with the pick.
Wow.
His second of the year. Remember, he returned one for a touchdown against Baraboo.
The very first game of the season. We were up in Baraboo for that one. And now Boehner with the pick. And the Silver Eagles will take over at the 39-yard line. The Silver Eagle 39.
Yeah, we'll see what
well,
MG
we talked
can
about
do
that
on
being
offense.
a tipping point, Bob. If they go down and score now, I say the game's pretty much done.
Oh, absolutely. This game is over. If they go down and get a touchdown here, it'll be beyond the 35-point margin, and the clock will just roll. There won't be enough time for Stoughton to get back in the game.
I want Killer Lane to get a long one here. Peyton Spalding in motion. Killer Lane with the run through the line, tripped up.
Block.
Short of the 50-yard line, but a good 8-yard pickup for Brady Killer Lane.
Number 51, the center, Garrett Hansen, put down a nice block, helped by his opposite number, their number 63, Nathan Wilcox. Both those guys opened up a big hole for Brady Killer Lane. 2nd
and 1 for the Silver Eagles. Now there's some debate over the positioning of the ball, apparently.
Well, I
here's,
can tell you
here's
the
the
ball
replay
marker
coming of the interception.
Right, here it comes.
Right off his chest.
Right in the numbers. Yep, and Ethan Boehner with the pick.
Opportunistic interception. Is that the 2nd pick of the night, I believe?
Yes, it is.
All right, 2nd and 1. Handoff to Killer Lane again. Left side has the first down into Stoughton territory. Forced out of bounds near the 40-yard line.
Dante McConley with a great seal-off block. Caught number 33, Barrett Nelson, a 6'3", 200-pounder, who happens to be a freshman out there. Caught him inside, opened up the outside for Killer Lane. Easy first down run.
Well, Bob, if I'm calling plays for MG, I'd keep going with Brady Killer Lane all the way down till he's got his own touchdown. See if they do that on 1st and 10. He gets the handoff again.
Nope, Bishop kept
with
it
the
this
keeper.
time.
Gets to the 40-yard line, about a 3-yard pickup, 2nd and 7.
Remember, Steve, we were talking about how Jordan Bishop has gotten better every game and it has really inspired the confidence of his teammates and has come to own the offense now. And I was going to ask Max, a part of the 2013 state championship team, I was going to ask if he felt the same way with Tyler Blang back in those days.
Yeah, definitely. You know, I think that really is key. You hit it on the head right there. I mean, it's about gaining the confidence of your teammates and your coaching staff and really making sure that everyone believes in you, because obviously the quarterback is, you know, probably the most important position on the field, and you kind of go as your quarterback does. So if your quarterback is exuding confidence, you know, the whole team is going to, you know, get behind that.
You know, Max, if you use words like exuding, we're going to have to figure out what they mean.
I can't think of many other times I would use the word exuding other than for confidence.
College kids, I tell you. All right, 3rd and 5 for the Silver Eagles. Bob's writing down exuding, so he remembers to look it up when he gets home. He'll use it next week. You watch.
Yeah. I went to university. I know what that word means.
And a flag. Somebody lined up or jumped or something. 9:22 to play. The Silver Eagles
It's going against Stoughton.
first drive of the second half, and the Stoughton Vikings on 3rd and 6 are going to take at least a 5-yard flag.
That should be about enough for a first down.
It's going to be awful close. Yeah, 3rd and very short.
Stoughton can't be making the mental mistakes. That was called before the ball was snapped, so that leads me to believe that one of the defenders lined up in the neutral zone, and that's a fatigue penalty if you don't notice where you are on the line.
All right, the Silver Eagles, great position here to score another one. Peyton Spalding in motion. The handoff to Killerlane, right up the middle, some running room. Cuts to his left
ducked under
side.
that tackle.
Broke a tackle and down near the 15-yard line.
Love the way he ducked under the tackle attempt of Teddy Baldukas. Ended up gaining another 5 after that.
About an 18-yard pickup.
Coming back.
Oh,
Holding.
Darn it. Boy, that's got to be frustrating for a running back to make a great effort and get that first down.
Well, let's hope MG gets these out of their system tonight. That's the 8th penalty of the game, and at least a 3rd holding penalty that I recall anyway.
That sort of penalty won't exude against Wanakee.
That's your opening, Max.
Yeah, and it's funny because, those penalties, we've seen them throughout the entire season. MG has had a little bit of a penalty problem. And it's something that won't matter in these types of games, but against Wanakee, those kind of penalties can be the reason you win or lose a game.
Or even next week against what I think is probably going to be a tough Oregon team.
Yeah, I agree as well.
3rd and 8. Bishop looking to throw, looking left side, now chased, backwards. Now he's got to do something. He gets away from the tackler, slips and falls down. So it'll be about a 5-yard loss on the play.
Yeah, he did a nice
Could have been a lot worse.
of avoiding the tackle of Jack True.
That's true.
But he couldn't keep his feet as he came around the corner.
So 4th down, and the Silver Eagles looking to punt for the first time, it appears. They first get 11 guys on the field. Now we're ready to go. Tucker Merrill.
Guys, just a really quick update from Wanakee. Wanakee's now up 20-0 on Baraboo.
Yeah.
Here it comes.
We talked about this at halftime. I believe I predicted that Mononke would put 35 up in the second half. And maybe in the third quarter.
I'll take the over on that. Bishop's kick. Caught at the 13-yard
Trey
line.
Locken, forget about it. Trey Locken just ate that receiver up. He went nowhere.
Like a dingo?
That's right. Trey Locken ate that guy's baby.
He got it, caught the punt at the 13 and was dropped at the 15, where the Vikings take over 1st and 10. 7:57 to play in the third quarter, a 30-point MG lead.
Well, Stoughton's defensive stop keeps them in the game, at least for the time being. Still down 30, quite a road ahead of them, but if they'd have given up points to MG there, that would have been it.
Just the first punt of the night for the Silver Eagles, and it's pinned the Stoughton Vikings deep. Last time they were this deep, they suffered a safety. Hobson going back inside the 5-yard line. Throws down the right side, incomplete off the fingertips of number 2,
Caden Milbauer was wide open, running a little hitch and go. If Hobson would have put the ball anywhere close, that was 6.
Instead, 2nd and 10 from their own 15.
I was right down here on the sideline for that play, and I was watching Jalen Ostrowski, at corner. I think that was kind of his deep zone, and I was watching. As you remember, that running back coming out of the backfield had hurt MG the last couple of times, and he saw that. The running back started to come out of the backfield. He took one step forward, and he was kind of beat there.
Yeah, he was compromised then, and then it was just a matter of running after the receiver and trying to catch him.
2nd down, Hobson throwing again. This off to his left side, and Caden
Milbauer.
What's his name? Milbauer dropping this one.
Yeah. So Hobson, he hasn't been the most accurate tonight, but he is not being helped. Certainly not in the second half. That's 2 balls that hit his receivers in the midst, and they have been
one
dropped.
Was a turnover.
One turned into an interception, and this one was a drop.
So now that brings up 3rd and 10, and the pass rush is going to crank it up a notch. 7:48 to play in the 3rd quarter. A 30-point Monona Grove lead. Remember, first time we played these guys, we gave up a score in the 1st quarter and then scored 42 straight points. Not quite the same tonight, but I like this 30-point lead in the 2nd half. Hobson straight back, looking to throw, pressure coming. Chase now, running to his left, has to run with it. Makes a few yards, but out of bounds and well short of the 1st down, and they'll have to bring the punting unit on.
Yeah, chased out of bounds. Couldn't quite tell who that was from my angle up here. If that was
a
Williams
flag.
Davis. I believe it was Williams Davis that was chasing him out of bounds.
A flag, I believe, against the Vikings, so it'll probably be declined. A flag way back.
Way deep in the
line of
offensive
scrimmage, yeah.
backfield. Deep in the offensive backfield, which is usually where the holding calls happen.
And they are declining it, so that'll bring on the punting team. Cade Spildy, the most valuable player for the Vikings this season.
This game.
No, this season.
Yeah, the whole season.
Yeah.
Yeah, Dwight Walker's run for 900 yards. He doesn't even get a vote.
Well, no. Not a vote. It's unanimous.
Well, Hobson gained 4 yards. That's the first running play of the night for him, and it was a scramble.
Brings up 4th and 6, though, and Peyton Spalding dropping back to return yet another punt from the Vikings. Boy, they got guys split out all over the place here. Now a whistle. Timeout by which team? Silver Eagles.
Monona running players in and out on that. There seemed to be some confusion. Better to take your time out. You got plenty of them and a 30-point lead. Make it right. You don't want to take a penalty there anyway and give them a chance at a 1st down.
Absolutely. Absolutely. Shut this one down and tuck it away and get ready for the next game against Oregon. Looking forward to seeing the Panthers play. You know, we saw them early in the season.
Well, the game not over yet out in Oregon, but we do expect them to win. They're up by 10.
That was just the 3rd game of the season for the Silver Eagles, and I think felt like Monona Grove has evolved so much since then, especially their quarterback, Jordan Bishop.
Well, the offense has gotten way better over the course of the season.
The defense has been solid all season long.
Yeah, the defense played well against Oregon. Oregon did not play well. Nolan Look, their quarterback, had a very poor game, an unexpectedly poor game against Monona Grove, and was not a factor at all. And for some reason, Oregon didn't run the ball very well against, and I mean, the reason is Monona Grove's defense is quite good, but they didn't run the ball as often as I expected them to. They have a great 1-2 punch with their running backs, and we'll see them next week. I think, Dylan somebody and this Keon Zudi. Dylan DiMaggio and Keon Zudi, and
they
between
ran
the
the
two
ball.
of them, they've run for like 1,500 yards this year, but they didn't run the ball well at all against
Spalding
Monona.
will take it back at the 36-yard line, across the 50.
He could score. He's got a
He's
block
got
from
coming
Jalen
up the left
Ostrowski.
side, 45, and pushed out of bounds.
Jalen Ostrowski had a nice block that allowed Spalding to get even further upfield. But Spalding doing a lot of that on his own and with just great speed.
Bob, in that Oregon game you were talking about, they ran the ball 24 times for only 56 yards. Nolan Look, the quarterback, was 6 out of 25 with an interception.
Yeah, in a 21-7 game, and if we see Oregon, we'll probably be revisiting all this next week.
Oh, definitely.
But in a game that's that close, you don't expect a team that has a good 1-2 punch at running back to throw the ball more than they run it.
About a 25-yard return for Peyton Spalding. He is the best punt returner in the conference and gives the Silver Eagles great field position at the Stoughton 42-yard line. Now Reuter in motion. He gets the jet sweep.
Yep.
Cuts it up close to the 40-yard line before he's pushed back. Whoa, thrown back. He had a couple guys.
Well, there's a tackle by Drew Passold, or Passold, however you say his name, Passold.
Pass load, like the power nailers.
I apologize if I pronounced it wrong. I'm not trying to do that. But there's to the best of my knowledge, it's the first time we've called his name tonight.
Except to say how he's credited for so many tackles, and we haven't called his name much. 2nd and 9 for the Silver Eagles at the far hash mark. Reuter, the only wide out to this side. Handoff to Killerlane. Killerlane off tackle. 3 or 4 yards is all he's going to get on that one. It's going to bring up 3rd and medium distance.
Yeah, Jack True on the tackle.
Big Jack True.
He's a big kid.
He is.
What is it? Jack is
Jack is listed at 6'2", 255. Solidly built player. Brings up 3rd and 6 for the Silver Eagles. The ball at the Stoughton 38-yard line. Look for Bishop to pass or maybe run it himself. Little delay here before he calls the signals. There we go. He throws it out to the right side. A little short pass. And we're going to be short of the first down.
That's Dante McConley on the catch. Or Dante McConley.
No, I think it was Spalding.
Was it? I thought I saw 45.
I saw the sidelines.
Oh, my mistake.
McConley was there.
Yeah, I'm making a block. Okay, that's how I got messed up.
Now Spalding will stay out there. And
they're going to go for it on 4th down and short.
4th and about 3 yards. Ball at the 34-yard line of Stoughton. Bishop getting a play called in from the sidelines. And here we go. Fake it to Killer Lane, throw it back to Spalding, going up that right sidelines, and it appears he has enough for the first down.
That time it was McConley. Oh, number 45, Dante McConley, his first catch of the night and a first down.
We'll take that. McConley's turned into more of a weapon as the season has worn on.
He had a few games there where he caught a few balls. The last couple, 3 weeks, we haven't been able to call his name much.
Well, let's get him and Killer Lane in the end zone tonight. 1st and 10 for the Silver Eagles from the 34-yard line of Stoughton. I like the way the Silver Eagle offense can spread it around. They don't have to rely on one player. Killer Lane with the handoff this time. And he got 4 or 5 yards on the carry. They haven't really committed as hard to the run as they have in past games.
Well, they've been throwing a lot of ball control passes in this game, which is essentially an extension of the running game.
True. And when you got sure-handed receivers like Spalding and Reuter and McConley.
Yeah, I'd like to see Killer Lane get a few more carries. He's knocking on the door of 100 again, which would be 3 weeks in a row.
Bishop looking to throw, rolling to his left. Now he goes downfield.
Flag down in the backfield, and there's a late hit right there, and the referee missed it.
Yeah,
that was
in the end zone.
No, number 19, Jake Lenz, just threw Dante McConley to the ground well after the play, and the official just completely missed it.
Well, let's see what this other flag says. Near the line of scrimmage or in the backfield.
Well, I suspect it'll be a hold. That's where they usually throw them for that. Things getting a little chippy, I think, out there. We'll see if Monona Grove can keep their composure or if they'll play into that at all.
Wow. Big penalty. The hold was behind the line of scrimmage. They mark it all the way back at the 45-yard line of Stoughton, making it 2nd and 28. All right, we got this. Spalding and Reuter to the near side. Hepp and McConley to the far side. The running back is Killer Lane. Now McConley will step up to the line and Hepp will step back. Hepp man-on-man coverage. Bishop rolling to his right side now. Oh, and he goes down near the 50. Looked like his feet slid out from underneath him, and the linebacker, Cade Spildy, there to
Cade Spildy
tag him.
Just put the touch on him. Feet slipped out from underneath him, so an's sack.
So that's
going
to
push
push
the
it
game
back even further. 3rd and about, well, it says 48 on the scoreboard. No, 25. 48's the yard line.
They got a ways to go here on 3rd down.
It's a long, long play.
I say give the ball to Killer Lane and see what he can do.
Get out of his way. And they do that, coming towards us. He's got the left sideline. Out of bounds near the 35-yard, near the 40-yard line. It'll bring up 4th and long.
Well, that was actually Ethan Boehner in the backfield who took that one. I thought that was Killer Lane back there, but somehow they snuck Ethan Boehner in there. And we'll give him a gain of about 6 yards, maybe.
Samaj Nurudin in at wide receiver on the far side now. Yeah, that looks like Boehner.
This is the punting.
This
punting
is Bishop
team.
ready.
So he's the gunner over there.
To punt. Yep. So the Silver Eagles punting for the 2nd time tonight. The Stoughton intended returner back inside the 10-yard line. A signal for the fair catch, and take it at about the 10. Boy, That's going to pin them pretty far back into their own territory with 3:45 to play.
Yeah, time's running out on Stoughton. From where I sit, Steve, if they don't score in this series, this game is over. Monona Grove will easily walk away with the fourth quarter on this.
I would have to agree with you, Bob, and it would not surprise me at all to see a turnover down here, as they're going to come out and have to pass the ball. The running attack has been nothing they can brag about, and passing hasn't either, but that's their biggest opportunity, I think. Now they've got an 86. That's Hutcherson in the backfield in place of Walker. Hobson going for Anderson. Should be a flag for offensive pass interference as he grabbed Ostrowski by the shoulder pads, but no flag.
But he couldn't shake him from him either.
No.
Ostrowski with him, stride for stride.
So their downfield game has been very unsuccessful tonight. Have Anderson and Hutcherson caught anything?
No.
Just the running backs.
He's only completed one each to Dwight Walker and Quinn Arnott. Just the two running backs have caught passes tonight. 2 for 14 is Hobson coming off his 5 for 23 performance against Monona 2 weeks ago.
All right, 2nd and 10 from the 10, and Stoughton down by 30 points. Hobson throwing again.
And that ball's going to be, no, it came out incomplete again.
Incomplete again.
Dangerous pass. I saw Ryan Hines cutting right in front of the
That's
receiver,
what I saw
and
too.
he just barely missed the ball. That could have been a touchdown for Monona Grove.
Yeah, Hines catches it out there. He walks into the end zone. All right. 3rd and 10 from the Stoughton 10-yard line. 3:35 to play in the third quarter.
Well, if I'm Stoughton and I'm Adam Hobson, if I don't have an open receiver, I just run it. I mean, you got to get a first down here.
Hobson straight back near the goal line. Now he takes off up the middle, just like
he
Bob
goes.
called it. Slips a tackle.
He's going to get the first.
Has the first down across the 30 and cut down near the 35-yard line.
That was number 11, Isaac Stinson, on the tackle.
Yeah, one of the Silver Eagles, who was that? Number 7 had a shot at him, got
Ethan
a hand
Boehner?
on him. Oh, Boehner got a hand on him, but Hobson, was that his first intentional run? No, that wasn't intentional.
That was his first one. And I think I'm pretty sure that was intentional, because he just took a brief look downfield and then just took off up the middle. And a big gainer.
Yeah.
Gain of 24 for Hobson on that one.
Big gainer. They're up to the 34-yard line. 1st and 10 Vikings.
Gives them some breathing room and keeps them in the football game.
Empty backfield for Hobson.
He's going to do it again. Another quarterback draw.
Exact same play. And once again, he gets the first down or close to it as he's forced out of bounds near the 45-yard line.
What a nice move on Trent Herber there. And Trent just made a dive and just came up with nothing but air on that play.
See, now why hasn't this been part of their normal offense all season?
Well, it's working right now because Monona Grove is just the defensive line. There's no stunts, there's no delay. They've just got their ears pinned back and they're just bolting upfield. And so once you clear them, then you're going to have some open room.
Well, he gets up to the 46-yard line of Stoughton, 1st and 10.
I am surprised, though, Steve, that Hobson's running game hasn't been more a part of the game plan tonight.
Right. Well, this is to Walker. Walker plows ahead. He's going to be stopped short of the 50, bring up 2nd and long.
Yeah. Stoughton doesn't have a lot of time for these kind of plays.
No.
You got to run them every now and then just to try to keep the defensive line back on their heels just a little. But they don't have the kind of time they need to run the ball for 3 yards.
The ball to the Stoughton 49-yard line, 2nd and 7, 8, 6 yards. Round it off. I don't care.
Let's call it 2nd and 7.
Let's call it 2nd and 7. Hobson calling the signals. Double wideouts to the far side. One running back next to him. 2 running backs. One was hiding. Hobson throwing to this running back. This is Walker. Hit at the 50 and dives forward. Stumbles for the first down.
Broke the tackle of, I believe was that Duncan? Yeah, Shane Duncan, who put the first hit on him, and he ran through him. Ended up getting the first down.
I'm noticing for the first time, Bob, there are hardly any fans in the Stoughton side of the bleachers.
Well, not as many as you'd expect at a playoff game.
Especially when they're only 10 miles away. I don't know. I'd expect more people. We'll take more than that when we go to Wanakee. All right, they split out Anderson way out to the far side here. One-on-one against, I believe that's Ostrowski. They run the ball inside. I don't understand. On 1st and 10, they get a short pickup, maybe.
Yeah, their inside running game's been just non-existent tonight. Monona Grove has stoned them at every opportunity, and I'm really am surprised that they're bothering running the football at this point in the game with only about 1:20 left in the third quarter and down by 30.
Yeah, basically no pickup. He might have gotten a yard on that one. Call it 2nd and 9. They've got some good receivers. They just haven't gotten the ball to them tonight.
And their running backs aren't bad receivers either. They catch the ball when they throw it out there.
Hobson calling it rush coming. Now he's got a hustle, flag in the backfield.
Yeah, it'll be a hold.
And he'll be hit near the line of scrimmage.
I think they're going to call that hold on number 70, Zach Wallin, 6'3" sophomore playing in the offensive line.
They've got a lot of young guys, not a ton of seniors on this squad.
Well, they were a very senior-dominated team last year, so they graduated a lot of their upperclassmen last year.
That's right, including some kid that's playing wide receiver for the Badgers, I hear.
Is that where they ended up putting him?
Yep. Brady Shipper, one of the faster players in the conference last year.
If not the fastest.
Yeah, he could burn.
Him and Jackson Thompson, boy, that would have been a good foot race.
Yep. All right, they mark it back 10 yards from the spot of the foul. It's going to go back to the Stoughton 41-yard line. So it's about 21 yards, 2nd and 21. 56 seconds to play in a scoreless third quarter. No, wait, we did get one, didn't we? No, it was 37-7 at the half. That's right. Got to read my notes once in a while. It's that halftime highlights that threw me. I thought they counted again.
I just assumed it was the reading that threw you.
The reading. It was my writing. The writing is harder than the reading. Hobson, straight back. Over the middle to Hutcherson. Hutcherson made a nice catch, but dropped immediately by Ostrowski.
Yeah.
Far short of the first down. It's going to bring up 3rd and about 14, 15.
That's Hobson's first completion to a wideout tonight.
Wow, and only is, 3rd or 4th overall?
4th. He's 4 for 17.
Wow. Not going to win a lot of games against a team like MG if that's all the better you can pass.
Well, part of it's MG. I mean, you got to give them credit. These guys play great pass defense.
And they bring 3 wide receivers out to this side. Only 2 defensive backs to cover them. And that's the end of the third quarter. A 37-7 game. Silver Eagles hoping to win this one, hold on and win, and move on to the second level.
Boy, Stoughton not playing with really any sense of urgency. Are you feeling the same way down there? You getting the same thing, Max, on that?
Yeah, I mean, you hate to say a team isn't trying to win. I don't think that's probably the number one thing on Stoughton's mind right now. I don't think they're trying to go with as much pace as they can. I don't think that's their offense. If you notice, they run a hand signal offense, but they do huddle up every time. So, that's something that's different than, what MG does with our hand signals when we run hurry up. They do hand signals, but they huddle every single play. So that's just not something that's probably going to be in their offense.
Yeah, but I hear what you're saying there too, but at this point, there's no reason not to play to win. I mean, this is their last game of the year if they don't win it. So
yeah, no,
you go all out.
No, I agree. I think they are going all out. I just don't think that they are going to get outside of their scheme, at least. I mean, I think they are passing a little bit more than maybe they'd even like to, but yeah, I mean, obviously their inside run game is not working.
Yeah, I understand what you're saying. Their offense is just not designed to be able to come back from big deficits.
It's not, and that's, I mean, and conversely, that's the nice thing about MG's offense is that if we ever were to get in a hole, somewhere down the road, we have an offense that can keep up the pace. We don't have a really slow offense where conversely. Sure. Like I said, Stoughton's offense just isn't built for this.
Yeah, the Monona Grove offense generally sets the pace.
All right, the ball at the MG 47-yard line. Stoughton on a 3rd and long. Hobbs straight back, throwing right side. That wasn't a catch, was it?
I don't believe so.
I can't imagine so.
No, that ball came loose.
That'll bring up 4th down. He was going for Arnett on that one, I believe.
Ethan Boehner on the coverage.
Bring up 4th and 15 from the 48-yard line. So Stoughton, of course, will go for it as we're just underway here in the fourth quarter. I remember a game years ago, the Silver Eagles in a playoff game went up to Ashwaubenon, and or maybe they were playing Ashwaubenon, where they had played a running game all season, switched to a open passing offense like this and totally confused us. Schwabenheim came from behind to win the game.
That must have been 2004 because that was the year they beat those 3 undefeated teams to get to the state championship game.
That could be. Hobson escapes a couple of tacklers. Now
still
on scrambling around.
But not Benny Fluke.
Benny Fluke.
Benny
my
Fluke,
boy Benny brings
buddy.
him down for a big loss.
You're not escaping Benny Fluke. He gets those big old hands on you, you're going down.
It's a fluke play.
Nothing fluke about that play, man. That was
Yep.
Benny Fluke all the way.
Boy,
but nice job of avoiding tackles
Yeah,
by Adam Hobson. You got to give him some credit. He was just scrambling back there like Fran Tarkenton. And if you're over the age of 50, you know who Fran Tarkenton is.
Fran the Scram. He wasn't any bigger than I am, but boy, could he run around with the ball.
Hey, Max, have you ever heard of Fran Tarkenton?
I have. I'm well versed in my NFL history, so I am very aware of who Fran Tarkenton is.
Excellent.
I was joking down here. Every time I see a quarterback scramble, I say it reminds me of Tyler Westrick from Milton, if you remember
Oh
him.
yeah, he was a fast player.
He was. He was a scrambler.
All right, Silver Eagles get the ball back.
Killer
This
Lane.
is Killer Lane again.
Oh, Jesus! Did he get
Boy, did
met.
he get dropped quickly
That's
at the
the second
45-yard
time
line.
he got met tonight.
The little
That was
birdies are flying.
Brooks Empey, who did not come up empty on that one. I'll tell you that.
Oh, didn't come up empty.
You like that?
Ladies and gentlemen, if you watch the posts the last couple of weeks where I'm telling people about the games coming up, the last 2 weeks I've used promos written exclusively by Bob. I want to disavow all.
Come on,
all
you shouldn't be
credit for them.
disavowing on that thing. You should be giving me credit.
The Ludifus comment got a couple of notes.
There's some great puns coming out of my pen.
Killer Lane again into the line, fighting. He's going to be thrown back, I think, a little short of the first down. Yeah, first the puns against the Goslings.
Those puns just wrote themselves. Holy cow.
And
you can't have a team called the Goslings and not expect to have a little bit of sport made of that.
All right, so you
Sport.
got I get it.
Yeah.
So you got the Panthers coming up probably next week. We'll see what you can do with them.
I'll put something together. They don't have any lutefisk, I don't believe, in Oregon.
Third and 10. The handoff to the running back. Was that Boehner in
I
there?
believe so.
And he gets enough for the first down near the 35-yard line. Silver Eagles looking to go over their scoring average of 39.3 a game. They're a couple away from that, 37-7. Be nice to get that extra touchdown and get to that running clock, even if it is just 10.5 minutes to play in this one. And I'm a little late, but you're listening to WVMO LP Monona.
2 for 3, Steve.
Yeah, well, I'm better than Hobson tonight.
Now I'm keeping score.
I'm better than Hobson. I'm almost up to Fran the Scram territory. Max, you remember Bobby Douglas? This is Boehner again.
We're going to go with no on that one.
Oh, sorry. Can you guys hear me now?
Yes.
Okay. My mic cut out. Yeah, I do not know who that is. I'm
Okay,
sorry.
he's a quarterback for the Bears, ran for almost 1,000 yards
Yeah,
one year.
he still. I think he still has the record for most yards rushing by a quarterback in a season. He had 968.
And he was an anomaly because he was left-handed. Ooh. But he was not a good quarterback.
No, he was a lousy passer, but he was a good runner.
Big, strong guy. All right, 2nd and 7 for the Silver Eagles, threatening to go up by yet another score. The handoff to Boehner again. Boehner with a good push down near the 35 or 25-yard line.
Actually, they snuck Killer Lane
Oh
in
yeah,
on you
they
again,
snuck
Steve.
him in again.
Yeah.
So busy talking about Chicago Bears legend Bobby Douglas.
Bobby Douglas, yeah. How many winning seasons did they have? And do you remember that he ended up playing backup quarterback for the Green Bay Packers?
That's right.
Back
Behind
in the
Magic
70s.
Man, wasn't he?
No. It was back in the 70s. I
That's
think
right.
it might have been during the Hadel years.
Hadel years. All right. 3rd and 3 for the Silver Eagles. The handoff to Killer Lane again, and Killer Lane, I don't know if he got enough there, Bob.
It's going to be close, and it doesn't matter. They're going to go for it on 4th down, and they did call it a first down.
Yes, they did. Silver Eagles racking up yet another first down.
Well, I have Brady Killer Lane for over 100 yards tonight. Obviously, I'm not the official scorer, so we'll see. But
Would that be his third
that would be
game
his
in a row?
third consecutive 100-yard game.
And solidly plants him as the Silver Eagles rushing leader for the season with over 600 yards. 1st and 10 MG. The handoff to Killer Lane again. He pushes hard, but you give him enough tries and he's going to bust one loose.
Boy, I just like what the offensive line is doing. And you can tell the defensive line for Stoughton is fatigued. They look very tired out there, and the Monona offensive line is just getting a solid push on them on each play, and each play is coming away with about 4 yards.
2nd and 6 from the 24-yard line of Stoughton. Jordan Bishop yet to throw a pass on this drive, I believe. Gives it to Killer Lane again. Nope, Bishop's going to throw one to Brady.
And he was stuffed again. That's the 3rd time he's been hit hard like that. I couldn't tell who got him. But Killer Lane smoked on that play, too. Probably sitting there going, why are they hitting me so hard tonight there? Jordan, what's going on, man?
A lot of work for a 2-yard pickup makes it 3rd and 4. The ball at the 20-yard line of Stoughton. 7:45 to play in this one. 37-7, the Silver Eagles lead it. Jordan Bishop still in there at quarterback, calling the signals. Handoff to Killer Lane. Killer Lane breaks one tackle, boys, and got hit again at the line of scrimmage.
Yeah, he did a nice job of avoiding Cade Spildy, who came in almost untouched. Somehow managed to break his tackle.
He's going to get a breather now as Boehner comes into the game. 4th and 3. Just inside the 20-yard line.
Would not be surprised to see Bishop go back to pass on this and then maybe tuck it in and take it himself.
That'd be all right. Bishop without a score himself tonight, but has thrown for 3 touchdowns.
Oh, they're looking for the screen pass. That's what they were looking for. And they didn't get enough penetration by the Stoughton defensive line. Maybe they're just too tired to rush him hard or something, but they couldn't get
away. So many steps back there.
Yeah, they couldn't. He couldn't find an open receiver.
So they turn it over on downs. Stoughton will get the ball back with 7:04 to play, down by 30 points. We'll see if Stoughton's planning on running out the string or just gonna go.
Well, at this
for
point,
it.
they might as well just go to their running game, play their offense. They're not going to win the game, and I can tell you that just about all their offensive linemen go both ways. They're playing defensive line too, and so they are going to be a tired bunch at the rest of this game.
Bob, the Brewers are leading the Dodgers 5-2 in the 5th inning.
Maybe you should direct that toward our audience.
Hey, everybody, the Brewers are leading 5-2 in the 5th inning.
There you
I'm
go.
going to get home in time to see the last few innings, to see closer de jour come in.
You don't think it'll be Jeffress?
Oh, I hope not. I want to see Hader. It's funny.
Jeffress is a little more suspect at the end of the rotation
I
there.
got to see Hader and Miley and Yelich in spring training.
And you went to the game last weekend, didn't you?
I did. My son took me Saturday night. It was spectacular. We had a great time, even though they lost.
Yeah, they lost late. You saw a big home run. What was that, about the 8th inning or so?
Yeah, that
and
big,
that was
big ugly third baseman with the bad beard.
You're right. He's not much to look at, but that was a no doubt about it shot. Let me tell you, that thing left the bat, and it was long gone.
About a 2-yard pickup for the Vikings, making it 2nd and 8 from the 18-yard line. Yeah, Joe said to me, were you doing anything Saturday? And I said, no, I was going to stay home and watch the game. He says, how'd you like to go there with me? So we're at the game, and he says, did you tell your dad you were coming to the game? I said, no, but I'm going to call him up and say, haha, my son's better than yours.
It's probably true.
It's probably
in
true.
every respect.
Joe's a good boy. Hobson back to pass again. 5 men out. Pass over the middle, incomplete. Great defensive play there.
T. Santiago, number 27, in on that play. He was looking for Quinn Arnott running out of the backfield and doing a crossing pattern about 20 yards downfield. Not a bad pass, but Santiago there to knock it loose.
3rd and 7 for the Vikings. Boy, if you're coming into Monona Grove and trying to pass, I can't think of a worse assignment than going up against this defense. They've got a crazy mad pass rush, and then these defensive backs are just shut down.
They really are. They play great man-to-man defense.
Now Hobson with an empty backfield. He'll send 5 out again. Here comes the pass rush. Hobson almost slipped. Now he's chased out of the pocket. Run out of bounds, and it's going to bring up 4th and long for the Vikings, and this is going to about do it, I think. We've still got 6:42 to play, but
well, I don't see any point in the Vikings even going for this. They're clearly not going for the quick strike. They might as well just punt the ball.
Yep, and Spildy is dropping back to kick this one. Peyton Spalding will be back to return it for the Silver Eagles. This is why I called Spildy their most valuable player. He's been on the field almost as much as Hobson, I think.
Hey, Max, when you were playing for that 2013 team, who did you guys play in the first level?
We played Milton, actually, and we had just played them a couple weeks before that. Similar to this, actually. It was really the same scenario. And we had beat Milton to win the conference championship 14-7 in week 8, and then we came back and turned around and played them week 1 of playoffs.
And I think you guys thumped them pretty good in the playoffs, didn't you?
Yeah. In the playoffs, I think we won 42-10 or something like that. So, yeah, it was a much different game than that first time. But that was a good Milton team. Like, as I mentioned, Tyler Westrick on that team, and they ended up winning the conference championship the year after, actually, or sharing at least.
Yeah, they were shared. And you graduated in 2013, right, Max? That was your senior year?
2013 football season. 2014 was the
Right. So yeah, I remember that was the year that Milton. 2014 was the year that Milton beat Monona Grove in overtime, 10-3, after they tied it 3-3 at the end of regulation when some lineman kicked a 48-yard field goal on the last play of the game.
Longest he'd ever attempted, even.
Yes, I do remember that, and I was actually good. I'm good friends with the Milton head. At that time, the Milton head football coach, Bill O'Leary. I was good friends with him.
He was the big fella, right, Bill O'Leary?
No, he was after the really big
There was
fella.
a huge guy, yeah.
Who took a golf cart to get down to the locker
the
room.
really big fella was before him. So he was early, maybe when I was a junior, but I do remember him as well.
Okay, I got to talk a little bit. The backup's in there now. Shane Duncan with his second carry. He got a yard on first down. Pushed back now. He might have gotten to the line of scrimmage. Cam Benke in at quarterback. Sorry to interrupt, but just got to give some credit to some of the subs that are out there now. Number 17 out there at wide receiver. That's Ogden.
Trevor Ogden, yeah. And I see Carter Tomchek playing receiver. You mentioned Benke. Number 20. Let's see who that is. That is Casey Marin,
just
a freshman.
Wow.
Freshman quarterback out there right now.
Oh, somebody jumped. Late flag coming now.
And they're going to call that against Monona. False start.
Hunter Myers, a senior wide receiver on the field. 20. Casey Marin, a quarterback wearing number 20. Boy, it's been a long
Bernie
time.
Kozar.
It's been a long time since MG's had a quarterback with number in the 20s. Remember, Rundle used to start his quarterbacks at 20.
Well, when I played, Steve, the smallest number, I believe, available on a jersey was 22.
That was Eric Jacobson, wasn't it? Or was that, what's his name, Dane Jensen?
Dean Jensen. I'm pretty sure he didn't play as a senior.
Oh, okay.
I don't know that Eric Jacobson did either. He was skating by then.
That's right. They had a kid named Shukart.
Shukart was the backup. I'm trying to remember. I think he might have been 23. Not years old. I think that was his number. That was 23.
All right, the Silver Eagles. On fourth down, we'll punt it away. 4:40 to play in this one. The subs kind of playing out the string here. Let's see, on 18, Carter Tomchek back to kick it for the Silver Eagles.
Yeah, we've seen him punt a couple of times this year in games such as this.
Yes, he has. All right, there's the snap. Tomchek, a nice kick. Nice. Turns it over, puts it into the end zone.
Oh, and there's an
close
illegal block.
There's
They're going to get flagged on that. Trey Locken just got hammered from behind. That was number 7, Jack Sanford. This isn't basketball. You don't get your name in the scorebook for getting a penalty.
That's going to be put them deep into their own territory with 4 minutes and a few seconds to play.
So, Max, this was kind of your playing time, wasn't it, when you were playing as
Ouch.
No. I mean, there's nothing wrong with this, and this is the thing I like about Monona Grove is that guys have to work hard all week, and it doesn't matter where they play on Friday. They have to put in the same amount of work. And so Monona Grove has always been great about getting their reserves in. Would you agree with that, Max?
Yeah, definitely, yeah. Coaches were always really good about that, and, obviously in a lot of our games, we were always up pretty big at the end, so you can end up playing for, an entire quarter at least. So, yeah, that, and then starting on kickoff team for a couple years.
So was it kind of organized chaos when you came in at that point in the game?
Oh my God! It was always chaos. I can picture right now. It's always the coaches yelling for one particular kid trying to find somebody to get on there, and you got everyone running around, and then you don't know who's supposed to be on certain punt teams or special teams, and if you're subbing for that, and it was always kind of a mess. But
the ball placed back at the 1 yard line for the Vikings. Let's see if the MG substitute defense can do something with this. Little running play up the middle. I think this is Walker.
Well, it looks like Stoughton is still running their starters out there.
Or not. Yep, they're starting. No, that was Walker. Yeah, number 2. Hobson, number 10, still out there. All those big linemen. All these guys with dirty jerseys.
Yeah, see, this is my usual rant, but this is why I was just talking to Max about this. Monona is so good at getting their reserves in. These guys work hard all week. They deserve to get on the field in games like this. And here's Stoughton still running their starters out with less than 4 minutes to play in a game. They're getting blown out. Why aren't they letting these other kids play?
Yeah, running their starters out there so they can hand off to the senior running back.
It doesn't make any sense. I mean, how do you keep your numbers up if the guys that are playing on the scout team all week and they're the ones they're hitting the weight room and things like that, they're doing all the same things the starters do. How do you keep your numbers up if these guys don't think they're going to hit the field even in a game when they're down by 30?
Well, I would agree. I mean, if they're going for it, that's one thing. But they're obviously not anymore, so why bother having these guys out there?
That's exactly right. Feel free to weigh in any time on this, Max. Just jump in. It's my usual rant.
Yeah, I definitely hear where you guys are coming from. I also, I obviously coach, girls basketball here. So, I see both sides of it for sure. There's certainly, I think they also want to, make sure that the seniors that have been the starters are able to get their last playing times. But if you do see here, I think they are starting to sub them off kind of one by one to make sure they get their, recognized that coming off the field one last time.
Good. Glad to hear it.
Good for them. All right. Stoughton with a first down out of the 15-yard line. Hobson looking to throw. Down the left sidelines, right sidelines.
And a flag down, of course, because you can't have a long pass that falls incomplete without some sort of pass interference penalty being called.
That seems to be the case. Josh Dullum, the intended receiver on that play. Dullum, a senior, 5'10", 175. First and 10 for the Vikings as they bring it out to the 30-yard line.
Junior Presley Mackesy now in the defensive line. Let's see, I think that's number 75, Sam Shabani.
Trey Locken out there.
6 foot, 260-pound sophomore. Boy, these kids are getting big young these days.
A sophomore, 260 pounds.
Mm-hmm.
Wow. Hobson still calling the signals for the Vikings, though. Chased in the backfield. Hung up, gets the ball thrown.
They completed it, and he might get the first down on second effort, but nice job of defending the pass there. A lot of Monona Grove guys around the ball, but Hobson just threaded the needle on that one. It's probably his best pass of the night.
That was number 6, Anderson catching the pass.
All right, guys, so I do have another score update here. This one actually from La Crosse Central in Oregon. So with 4:48 to go in the game, La Crosse Central actually just went up and scored. Johnny Davis scored a 12-yard touchdown run to put La Crosse Central up 26-23 over Oregon.
Crazy. I did not see that coming, but how much time did you say was left in the game?
There's 4:48 left, and La Crosse Central just went up 3. So that will definitely be one to watch.
Come on, Oregon.
Yeah.
I don't want to go up to La Crosse for a game.
Well, it would be here.
They'll be coming here because they're the Monona's the higher seed.
Yeah.
I suppose.
It's a long drive for La Crosse, but wah.
Yeah.
Yeah, and with La Crosse, they are a good team. They actually ended up, they had a good record, in the Mississippi Valley. Yep.
Okay, Walker there with the run. Minute 31 to play. A first and 10 for the Vikings. It's kind of meaningless yards at this point. I'm not sure exactly what Dan Prohl, the coach of the Vikings, is doing, rather than running some subs out there. Oh, he's got a few guys with some clean jerseys. Pasty white legs there on this guy on the end. Looks like you and me. Jet sweep now. Silver Eagles converging and forcing him out of bounds.
Yeah, Mackesy, I think, came back and got the tackle. No, that was number 24, Will Corbett. Another sophomore out on the field making the tackle.
That's got to be a real thrill as a sophomore to be out there playing with the big boys.
No, it is. I can't even imagine. You just got to be nervous as heck when you get out there. And especially since, Stoughton still got their big fellas in the offensive line who've got to just be worn out. They've been playing on both sides of the ball. guys like Jack Nelson and Jack True and some of these other guys, they just got to be exhausted right now.
They're probably glad Gronsky's not out there still. That little guy kept beating us up. All right, 27 seconds and counting. Hobson back to pass. Throwing cross field, long one. Way overthrown again.
And no flag. We like that.
20 seconds to play, and Bob, the Silver Eagles are going to advance. Well, it'll be interesting to see if they're taking on this lacrosse team. Kind of fun to see somebody you haven't seen before. And Oregon worries me a little bit.
Yeah, and frankly, I'm a little surprised. I believe Oregon was a 3 seed in the bracket. So
look for Bob and I to be back here next
to beat
week.
the 6. But the game's not over yet, and they're playing in Oregon, so
anything can happen.
That's right.
We've got 20 seconds left here, and about the only thing that is definite is that Monona Grove is going to win this one.
And we'll be back here again next week. And
you can count on us.
Definite.
Definite? Mm-hmm. Definitely.
All right, so with another update, Oregon with 3 minutes to go actually just threw an interception. So Lacrosse Central just got the ball back with 3 minutes to go, up 3.
And just as surprising, Hobson completed a pass.
And do you got anything on the Wanakee game, Max?
Wanakee did win 27. They won 27-0. So
27-0.
Yeah,
that's all.
Yep.
Oh my God, were they playing their second team?
They must have. That would be my guess. They got that lead and just
everybody.
kind of rested.
Holy
Make
cow.
sure they're healthy for next week. Yeah.
That is well under their offensive scoring average for the season.
9 seconds left. Hobson back to pass. Throws one deep over the middle. Well overthrown, and
2
seconds left on the clock.
Yeah.
The Silver Eagles got to go out there for one more play. Of course, those youngsters out there don't mind. 76, Riley Allen out on the field.
Well, I'm telling you, just let Adam Hobson take a knee here and call it a season. Nobody needs
get ready for basketball.
Nobody needs to take a hit with 2 seconds to go and down by 30.
Let basketball practice start a little early for Adam Hobson and the rest of his guys. I think Anderson's a basketball player.
Yeah, it wouldn't surprise me. He's got the size of one.
Yeah. All right. Last play of the game. Hobson going down swinging. Nope, just going to hand off to Walker, and Walker drags a few players, still dragging players, but that'll end it. And the Silver Eagles continue their undefeated ways, going to 10-0 now with a 37-7 victory over the Stoughton Vikings. Bob, 10-0, can't complain about that at all.
No, another great year for Monona. Remember, Monona started the year 11-0 last year before they met their match in Waukesha West.
So you maybe just heard Coach Z say that it did just go final. Lacrosse Central did win 26-23.
No kidding. So we'll see lacrosse next week. That'll be exciting. We have. I don't believe we've seen them yet.
Yeah, and it's always fun to be able to play, a team that isn't in your conference too. It obviously presents challenges kind of for both teams where, you don't necessarily know things about each other. But, yeah, Lacrosse Central actually had a really good year in the Mississippi Valley. I think it was just it was tough for them to get a higher seed, obviously, in this sectional with so many Badger Conference teams. But it'll definitely be a good challenge next week. I know I think that Johnny Davis, quarterback, is actually a pretty good athlete. I think he's a very good basketball player as well.
Well, let's see how he does against a pretty strong MG defense. This is going to be a test like they haven't seen before, I guarantee you.
Well, good. Well, we'll see you next week, Max?
Thanks so much for Max on the sidelines, for Justin and David standing behind us running the show here tonight. Thanks for the first half highlights.
Our best wishes to Dave Kersner. We missed the cookies this week. Dave, we hope you're feeling okay and hope you were able to catch the game at least on the radio or on TV.
And Ron back in the studio. This is a WVMO production. Steve Marnelli alongside Bob Schmuck. Silver Eagles winning tonight 37-7 over the Stoughton Vikings. Thank you and good night. Tune in next week, though. Friday night we'll be here.